face. That's all.
Well, that's in the recording now.
It's true though.
Everybody, welcome back to Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Once again, a couple of players down to do live stuff, but we will carry on regardless. In the last session, the party of Juno, Drakgar, Exandri, Derek, Metius, and Porunga, although down a couple of members at the time, engaged in quite a couple of things. Amongst them, they met back up with the King Acastus of Mytros after a bit of, digging around in one of the local taverns, the Satyr's Tale. They were spotted by a group of centurions while wandering the marketplace, and they were brought in order to meet with the king. Not before, however, I need to turn down the music a little bit. Not before, however, be made aware of a couple of rumors that surrounds just the area. A chimera attacking ships in a Cerulean Gulf that may be dealt with at some point, and a large vortex somewhere in the Forgotten Sea where it seems to swallow up ships. The most recent one, sadly, being one from the nation of Mauritia. So, upon meeting with King Augustus, the party were, in a somewhat condescending tone of voice, congratulated by the king for their efforts, and gifted a map, a very rough map that supposedly will lead them to the last known location of the Ultras, a place that is known as the Dead Falls. How a ship made it into a landlocked river? Well, unclear. But that is what the rumors say, accordingly. After meeting with the king revealed that he is planning on rebuilding the Order of the Dragonlords. In fact, he has partially already succeeded in having a group of dragon-mounted soldiers. Uh, he said this not as a warning to the party, but as an announcement that one day they will have no needs for heroes or oracles. Instead, they will rely on the power of these dragons. And that day, when that day comes, the party can retire. Uh, the party then went on to meet up with one of their contacts, two of their contacts actually, Lorius and Pericles, who have been laying low in the city of Mytros for a bit. Came to them with a bit of information. Uh, well, amongst that there's a couple of bad things happening around. A crime lord known as the Lady of Coins has been making the rounds around the city, causing some form of terror and mayhem. The guards have all been after them, and also dropped onto them the hint that a descendant of the Dragonlords, a man known as Tayran Nurdagon, is actually among the wealthiest merchants in the city of Mytros. In between all this, the party was summoned by Queen Valus directly to speak with her personally, accompanied by one of her Amazon warriors' assistants, a woman named Michaela. Valus told the party that the king fears them, fears their power, their influence, and eventually will fear more than just that. And that fear can be used to their advantage. If any change is to be made in the land of Tylea, and in the city of Mytros specifically, then a tipping of the balance of influence will need to be made. Uh, to that effect, Valus instructed the party to not just investigate certain weird happenings around the city to increase their fame, but also that upon achieving their objective and acquiring the Ultras, they are to return directly to the city of Mytros. Because, well, if the people see our group of heroes returning a long lost vessel, that will increase their popularity. To that end, the party is now thinking of what next to do between their many tasks at hand and not to mention their proper primary task. For now, however, they have taken to back to the streets of Mytros, thinking of their next move. And like that, I move you guys to the next map. Back to the map of the city, rather. As soon as my roll 20 stops lagging. It's crazy. This didn't used to happen too often in the start of the campaign, but I guess it is what it is. There we go. So yes, you guys find yourselves currently waking up from your long rest, staying at one of the inns in the merchant district of Astoria. I mean Astoria, of Mytros. Sorry. Uh, the night was on the house, basically, as a way of courtesy for your guys' actions. So what do you guys do?
Um,
Do we check
just
out
to
the
make
cult?
sure I got this correct.
To explain your.
Uh,
Oh my gosh.
so now I think I got it. It is what it is.
Did something didn't quite register in the in the recap?
Um, I'm just rereading everything I just wrote down. Sorry. So okay, so we could. You did mention something about a rich guy. What was that one more time?
They ran
Here in Urdagon.
one of the
Too
descendants.
many people talked at once. What was that?
It's Thera Nurdigon, the descendant, presumably of Adonis Nurdigon, long descendant from the line of the of the original Dragonlords. Uh, you guys were told that Thera himself is a very wealthy merchant in the city of Mytros, and in fact, he, if rumors are correct, he has investments on almost every major business here.
And we have a quest with him. How coincidental.
And I get to swindle money from him. Let's go, guys.
No, we gotta help him get married for your friend back in Necropolis, so he could pass on.
I don't know, man. We should pass him some cash.
Adonis requested you to get the latest descendant married to somebody. You're not sure if Taran is him, or if he has a son, or anything like that. But
Like me and
yeah, those were Adonis's words.
Well then,
So, what do you guys want to do today?
become a Rizzler. Got it.
you can't know.
Right,
Anyways,
well, Xavier's
unless you-
gonna be eating breakfast, going over options in a corner away from prying ears.
I'm going to do the same and suggest possibly checking out the cult of Lotharia first.
Not even the years of Lorius. He's still here with you guys. He stayed behind after
Oh,
class.
Yeah, he's
Lorius
with
is
us now.
always allowed to be next to us. He can have all the ears.
Very clearly referred to Astoria. I forgot to say that during the recap. Lorius stayed behind, however, because, well, he really wants to hang out with you guys.
We're for all the cool kids now.
Hell yeah.
Immortal your dream.
Droop B2.
That came out a little bit garbled. PBJ, could you repeat?
Outside, we asked Glorious if he could do anything about the cultist.
You want to?
Oh, here it is. Add Lorius, and that's it.
Yeah, you want to ask Lorius if he has any info on the cultists?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if they've heard any rumors when they were here a couple days ahead of us.
So you come to Lorius during breakfast at the inn. Very fancy breakfast, by the way. This inn is among the more the more finer ones, I suppose. And you ask him about the cultist area. Lorius will look at you and say, after downing a drink, "Ah, right, the cult. We've Mr. Pericles and I overheard quite a couple of things. Apparently, the Church of Lutheria is actually among the providers of most of the wine supply for the city. That means they have to get around, actually. Meaning they at least at least any business in the nearby vicinity has to have some of their supplies. I know that doesn't mean a lot, but when you really think about it, if they have that, even a small speck of influence can, well, be quite large eventually. As far as any of their activities outside of public view are considered, I'm afraid our info is as good as yours. We did hear that the ones currently in charge of the temple are a group, a couple, uh, one man and
Oh, I wrote their name.
one man and one woman who are left in charge of the temple whenever the high priest Chandras is away. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that you should go directly to them, unless that's what you want to do, which is completely fine. And I would follow you into it if you so wish. But
It was Trellis and Sapita or something like that, right?
wait, what?
The two people who are technically in charge of the Lutheria temple when sexy ass blue dude is out of office for the day.
If that's the nickname you want to use for him, sure. Yeah,
Coronas or whoever.
Trellius and Sexy. Yeah, I'm gonna type them on the chat again.
Beat that blue guy up. That's what I feel like. Beat him up. Looks different.
Well, confirmed.
Good guy, by the way.
Card confirmed that Derek's a racist, I guess.
He's
Nah.
a good guy, by the way.
I'm not, swear.
Mm-hmm.
That was convincing.
So I sarcastically said he was the good guy, and then he said, "I'm not. I swear." Definitely the good guy.
I rolled to do something. I don't know. Rolled.
All right, so to investigate this church, we could go about this 3 ways. Ooh. We can obviously go straight to the church and walk in like we were just there to admire what the church is about. Or maybe see if we can eavesdrop on anything.
Absolutely. We do have invisibility. We can have people sneak in.
Well, I think some of us would still need to go in as is too.
True.
And then those who could stay invisible stay after we leave.
That's true. Or have them go ahead first before the others. Try to scout the area out and then come back.
The thing is, unless the doors are already wide open, might be hard to get someone invisible in.
True.
We can go to the surrounding areas and ask them what they think of the Lutheria church.
Yeah.
Cassie has a question out of game. Coronas and Gaius are what to the king?
Well, they were the current acting advisors to him. It seems
Advice.
The way it was worded by King Castus, it seemed like just a temporary position for the time being while they resolved the storm situation.
Okay.
You
All right. Thank you.
You haven't actually heard from Gaius or sorry, you haven't heard from Gaius or Chandras ever since the event at the Temple of the Five, where they were present to witness the miracle. After that, they just kind of walked away and you didn't really, follow up on the.
All right. So, gosh, this is so hard. There's so few of us here. You guys, how about we go ask a couple locations who receive wine on behalf of the Church of Lutheria, like just ask them how they feel about the church and just kind of like get an overall vibe. maybe ask them if they know of anybody who's been disappearing, maybe if anybody from their specific location has disappeared recently, or if they know somebody's family who's missing a relative, so we could maybe even see if we could find somebody who's actually gone missing. Because so far we just have rumors that they believe people are gone missing, and that there's always the robed figures, and these robed figures are said to believe from the temple itself. And then maybe that night we can, or not like night, or maybe like later in the day we can find Chandras and maybe see if he would like to attend a dinner with us.
Could be good.
And then when we have this dinner, maybe we can try to find a neutral way to bring it up to him if he is aware of people disappearing. After we find like proof. This is all if we find a little bit of proof.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
So that way maybe he could be aware of the situation, and then maybe the following day, so tonight we could concoct a plan to maybe infiltrate the Church of Lutheria and see what's going on. Because this is very, very much like when we met Glorious. This whole situation is bring back some not so good memories of when the kids went missing.
Yeah.
Lorius kind of looks over at you, Exandri, and says, "Oh, sorry. I guess it seems whenever I'm around unsavory situations."
What was that?
He said, "It seems every time he's around, there's some form of unsavory situation going on."
She's going to laugh and be like, it's not just you, it's us too. We're like a magnet for all of this. So
Yep.
if anything, it's not you, it's us, and we've pulled you into the boat with us.
Lorius kind of does like this very nervous chuckle, and just kind of says, "I mean, right. Well, at least this time around, I'll be closer to hopefully help you guys out better. I just hope that my abilities don't fail too much in comparison to yours."
No,
Definitely
none of
helpful.
us have an
And
issue
I'll
with
pat
you.
him
We
on the
think
back.
you're all doing great.
So Drakgar, you kind of pat him on the back, and you say, you Alexander, you say, "You're doing great," and he kind of like scratching the back of his head, again, not a too confident stance, I guess, on his way of sitting or standing. He says, "Well, thanks. Your words really mean a lot. I may not be as versed in the art of battle as I am in the art of poetry, but I will do what I can if the situation arises. In fact, a skill of mine is to be difficult to spot in the right situations."
Ooh, that could be helpful.
Loris kind of says that, and he seems to have like this sort of like position, I guess, where he's not really be expecting, that this comes too much. But he's just throwing out there, what skills he may have, I suppose.
That could be helpful with investigating with the cult of Lutheria.
I feel like we should beat up the blue guy still.
Jesus Christ. Good guy, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
First off, Derek, we all might need to sit down with you very soon and talk about your priorities as you continue to daily break our oath. That's not what our party's about.
Our party's
And-
about celebrating each and every victory we have. What are you talking about?
Good guy, by the way.
All right, so I definitely will be circling back around my auntie Kyra about kicking Derek out of the oath if he continues to go against the entire party's views.
Hey,
As long as the oath is still being done correctly, I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I like that sometimes. Anyway,
It's good, man.
so, what are you guys doing now?
I killed Derek. That's what I do.
I hold Derek down as you do that.
Eventually.
Okay.
Eventually. But we'll get that eventually. Now, you. Again, I don't condone PvP unless both parties are in agreement of.
What if it's 5 who agree and 1 who doesn't?
I'll be looking at the DM in the sky, and then I'll be like, "You agree, right, Derek?" And then I'll have an axe to his neck.
Like, come on. It's just
Okay. Anyways, so all in favor of Derek just staying here at the tavern all day, say aye.
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 Nay.
Lorius
Not unanimous.
Lorius kind of looks at you guys and says, I mean, I don't understand. Why would Mr. Derek not be able to participate?
Because he clearly didn't listen to anything we just said. He literally just said he thinks that we should still beat up Chonrus. And Chonrus hasn't done anything wrong that we know of. And he literally just disregarded, again, the entire group's plan to just actually figure out information to see who is in the right and wrong. And he just wants to beat people up.
Derek walked away to do the bathroom. Missed the whole conversation, by the way.
I feel like, well, I have a feeling that he may have said that in jest, right, Mr. Derek?
Of course. I don't have a good feeling about him. He doesn't give off a vibe.
Nobody gives you a good feeling. You say that about every single person we come across.
Juno's a good guy. Even though my companions nearly slaughtered his whole race. Still a good guy.
All right, so look at it this way, Derek. You
And he tried to pick a fight with him the moment he met him.
Just
That's true.
my word matters at all. I don't particularly hold any resentment for you, even if the ancient Dragonlords did fight against most Fey races. It's something that happened quite a long time ago, and while it has, in a way, marked the existence of most Fey in Leah, I believe unless we learn from the mistakes of the past, we cannot move forward to the future.
That is true.
That is true, of course.
Oh, if only Derek could do that.
Look, again, I definitely have the excuse of my trump card, 500 years in a water bubble. Okay? Right?
That's no longer an excuse, and if you keep using that as an excuse, I'll just simply message your wife and ask her to come collect you.
It's still valid. How long has it been? It's only been 3 months?
Are you married, Mr. Derek?
I'm not mad. It's just,
No, I said
stuck in the water bubble for so long.
He said married. He asked married.
Yes, you could say in a sense, yes. And I'm pretty sure if I were to talk to any other woman, we would all be dead at that moment.
Oh, he seems to
Did
not.
you? I'm sorry.
He seems to not quite understand what you meant by that, because what he says following that, he says, "Oh, so their devotion to you is quite strong to the point where they would defend you from everybody else. Uh, uh, Wonderful love story.
Yes.
The two people against the entire world. I wish one day I get to experience something like that."
One day you will. One day. It's not this one. I hope for you. I still feel like somebody's still watching me. Big closely.
Xander's already packed up her stuff and walked away from the
Yeah, I was
conversation
gonna
they're
say.
having.
Oh,
Let's just.
I'll be right there. And Glorious kind of grabs his panpipes, his satchel where he has like all his parchments, and he kind of begins to follow you guys.
So Derek's just talking to himself at this point.
So,
I'm like, ice. Wait, hold up. I'm coming.
so
He's
where,
I
in
slammed
mid
the.
conversation, like using his arms, like he's telling this great story, and then looks down at the table and it's empty.
so where?
And then.
Oh, go ahead. What was I saying?
Oh, nothing. No, nothing. Never mind.
Oh, okay. So where you guys are going from here?
We are going to go to surrounding areas that we believe receive wine from the Temple of Lutheria.
Well, actually, you weren't exactly given like exact locations. We are told that many places in Mytros receive the wine shipments. If you were to ask around, they will just tell you, yeah, these wine merchants came in, dropped the barrels, and then got out of here.
Should we just start heading towards the Temple of Lutheria and then see if we see anything on the way?
We're in a tavern. Is it just like an inn, or is it a tavern inn, or is it just?
You guys woke up in basically what is like a fancy inn that does have like like a dining area slash tavern.
Um,
Or should we go
well, I
back
guess
to
we could
the?
start close to home. Can we go to like the tavernish area and see if we can find somebody in charge?
I mean, you would
Or should we
probably.
go?
What were you saying, Drakgar?
Should we go back to that tavern we were before and ask around, see if there was anybody new that came by, or we could talk to that other guy we didn't talk to, if he's still there.
Oh, is that to Xander?
Or I guess the whole group or whoever.
Still trying to catch up.
We might as well start here first, since we're here.
Yeah, true.
Go to Nerd Dragon's house later.
You ask, one of the around the inn you're currently at, and who's the owner, who can we talk to? You're pointed to this, slightly, oh shit, sorry, a slightly corpulent individual, human looking, looks over at you guys and says, "I was told by my workers that you wish to speak to me. Something regarding the wine? Was it not up to your standards? I guarantee you we get it from the finest vineyards in Mytros."
It was delicious actually. We were just wondering who your supplier might be. We're from Astoria, and it was so flavorful. We were wondering if there might be a way to get the same supplier to deliver to Astoria.
Well, my supplies come from where everybody else's supplies comes, from the from the Church of Lutheria. They run a whining business on the side, apparently. The two in charge seem to come from a line of, well, very upstanding citizens who worked the fields of Mytros even way back in the day. As far as I understand, they still own some property that they get their wine from, and then that wine comes into the city and is spread to many businesses around. It is strange. As of recently, there's been a slightly lower delivery of shipments. We've had to make do with what we have, but I'm certain there's probably a reason for it. Though I wouldn't be able to tell you unless I heard it from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Oh, well, that's very unique. I mean, and also that makes a lot of sense. I keep forgetting, unfortunately, that which is bad on my half. It's my first time here. I'm sorry, but I keep forgetting there is a Church of Lutheria here in Mytros. Um,
Yes, somewhere down there in the border of Stygian Row, you might find it.
oh, we'll definitely have to go check that out then. I did hear you state that there are two individuals specifically who help run the winery.
Yes, they double as priests of Lutheria in the temple whenever that other individual is not around here. Uh, they are both priests as well as legitimate wine business owners. Uh, I forgot the terminology for it, but regardless, they seem to be running the business the same way that they run their little church. I'm not, of course, a believer in or a devout follower of Lutheria like they are, uh, but I appreciate well-made wine when I see it and taste it.
And you said their shipments have recently slowed down lately?
Yes, though I couldn't tell you the reason as to why. You perhaps would need to ask them directly.
Oh, I guess we will. Maybe they need some assistance. Maybe they lost some workers.
Could be the case. Though they do run the business, they rely on their fellow followers to, deliver the wine. Uh, so, if you run into them somewhere along the way, make sure to let them know that, they still are lagging behind some of the deliveries.
And this has never happened before, correct?
Obviously, depending on the season, wine is kind of hard to come by, but uh, this time of the year, it should be a more regular flow to it, especially since the celebrations are coming close. Uh, I'm not sure if you know, Siren, you said this is the first time in the city, but the Great Games are coming, and everybody's getting.
Great game.
Yes, correct. Everybody's getting quite excited about the prospect of many athletes from across Thylea coming in to prove themselves in the games.
Oh, doesn't that sound delectable? When does
We should
this
join.
start? Oh, I totally agree.
Oh,
I'm joining for sure.
Oh well, it's going to take a while for the games to be underway. You know, considering the storm that just passed, the preparations for them have to be put on hold. But I'm certain in a couple of days there should be a more proper announcement.
Ooh, 1 second, guys.
Goes.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Sorry, I had to move, but my stomach was tight. Um,
Yeah, your surgery, forgot.
you've actually been super helpful, and you did state that the Church of Lutheria is down in Sturgeon Row.
In the border of it, yes. Just keep heading down the main road, and once you pass the station row, stick by nearby the shore, the docks. You shall eventually see it. He's basically pointing you in this direction. Oh, I forgot you guys can't see my arrow name on the other screen. This direction. Number 20 on the map. You guys should still have access to the map key in your journal.
Perfect. Okay, so 1 second, let me update that. Church. How do you spell Sturgeon Row? Sturgeon?
Jip. It is what they're saying. Hold on. Like the river Styx.
Daijian. Daijian.
Actually, let me just make sure that is actually how it's spelled. I'm not bullshitting you.
Daijian.
A stage
Derek.
in a row. No, yeah, that's actually how you spell it.
Daijian.
Alright, and sir, I have another question. Do you know, does the Church of Lutheria, do they have, specific colors or,
No. Well, not many people out there have the gall to walk around in such grim-looking black robes, if that's what you're asking.
I'm sorry, what was that?
He basically said that they all just kind of wear like black robes.
Gotcha. Oh, that is unique.
Well,
Definitely different than Astoria.
a little bit,
Okay.
a little bit too grim-looking, if you ask me. But well, who am I to judge?
And then, you've been super helpful, and I very much appreciate you. Is there anything that we could do for you today while we're out and about?
Oh, well, of course. If you could considering who you are and the type of reputation that you begin to gather here in Mytros, I would very much appreciate it if you, were to relay those who you come across with, endorsements of my locale.
She's gonna begrudgingly look over at Dookie Face, Derek. And she's gonna be like, Derek, maybe when the night's starting to come around, maybe she tries not to cringe. You and I can put on a performance outside of the establishment and see if we can get maybe a couple people to come in.
Oh, well, if you are going out of your way to do all of that, then by all means. I was honestly, I just expected you to just say something in a public place and then be done with it. But if you're going out of your way to do all of this, then all the better.
Extra work, huh? Alright.
I mean, you're always asking to play for a crowd, so maybe tonight you could play for a crowd and then I'll dance and do some magic tricks to make it more spectacular.
Are you sure you can't sing as well?
I can sing, I can, but I would be in a good mood today, or would I be in a bad mood? I wasn't here last time, so I don't know how to tell if I have flight today or my voice today.
I mean,
Well, you. Well, I've. Oh my bad. You
yes,
go first.
it's up to you. The way the Siren race works, it doesn't, it's more led to player interpretation if you're currently on your joyful or sour mood.
Okay, well, she's in a joyful mood, but yeah, no, I would love to.
Oh no, oh no. When I was talking to your aunts yesterday, they were very annoyed of me. They were making fun of your uncle's drawings, which is still pretty funny. All of us laughed. But of course, you got that wine bottle still in your pocket. If you don't remember, just saying.
I actually have 2 of Daddy's wine bottles. Thank you very much.
I gave you another one from the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got 3 wine bottles. I'm just fucking lit.
Yep.
Last,
I remember.
yeah, I forgot to mention. Well, go ahead. You can say it.
Yes, it was given to us by the crowd, and we all cheered our names, all of our names, and gave us free stuff.
Yeah.
Including a nice fancy wine bottle.
Some of the crowd gifted you guys presents as you were moving through the city after the storm passed.
Perfect. Thank you.
I think Mr. Porunga got a special medallion, I think, or a necklace. I think that was him.
It was more like a shamanistic, well, not really shamanistic, like sort of like a handmade, accessories like necklaces, bangles. I guess that's the word. Stuff like that. Porunga.
Yeah.
Porunga, you are muted. Just FYI. BT dubs, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
What's the name of this place that we're currently sleeping in with this tavern?
It is called a very similar name to the business that the inn that you guys were staying at in Astoria. That one was the Dragon's Tooth. This one's called the Dragon's Lair. Legally distinct.
cat.
All right. So, I'm sorry. What was the name of that again? I was writing stuff down.
Dragon Slayer. I typed that into the chat.
Dragon Slayer. Dude, for some reason, I just fucking love the name of this place even more because I hate the Dragonlords. Oh god, this place is perfect. Okay. And then, sir, may we have a name, please?
He's gonna look over at you and say, "Well, you must spread around the name of Linus."
Lightus. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you today, Lightus. We will see you later on today for a music ensemble.
He nods along and says, "Well, as you were." So, after speaking with the owner of this establishment, where do you guys go?
Should we head out?
To Leo Dragon, a nerd dragon's house. Knock on the door, see what's up.
Are you?
Ooh, Lightus. One last final question. I do apologize. You've been so helpful. Have you heard any rumors lately of people disappearing? We just want to make sure we help to the utmost possible way before we head back to Astoria.
Nothing like that, I'm afraid. Things are very quite peaceful here in the merchant district. I am not entirely aware of any disappearances here, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, no worries. I just wanted to ask. Thank you very much, and we'll see you tonight, okay?
Well, of course. So, he kind of walks away, seems to go over to one of the side rooms, you know, ordering around a couple of the workers.
Should we head towards Station Row? Possibly.
Man, we got so much good information from him. I really like that guy.
Nerd dragon's house.
Or should we head somewhere else?
I think so. We did confirm that the black robes are for the Church of Lutheria.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we did confirm. Let's look here. It looks like Tellus and Septai are running behind on their wine business. But I still think we need a little bit more concrete evidence before approaching Chandras.
Sausage.
Maybe we can invite Chandras to our performance later to enjoy at the Dragon's Lair.
You guys make this decision. I'll just sit here back. You guys want to do it? Sure. I just don't have a good feeling of that guy at all.
Do you have a good feeling about anybody?
Don't.
No,
I said don't.
No, he doesn't.
Besides the Dragonlords, anyways.
Yeah, besides the Dragonlords, of course.
Those guys are the only cool guys.
We're the cool guys. Of course.
See, he admits it.
It's the truth, though.
We're not Dragonlords.
We're very similar. That's all I'm gonna
Mhm.
say.
We are not even remotely similar. And one of these days, when our contract is over, please watch your back.
Joke's on you. I'll be back in a water bubble. 500 more years.
Good.
Sounds like a win.
And I'll torture your kids. Kids.
You wish.
Oh, good thing I don't plan on having kids because I don't even like males. And then she's going to walk farther ahead.
Oof.
Joke's on you. Your family will deal with this eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys
Long game.
walk out of the Dragon's Lair Inn and on the way to where?
We're going to head towards Sturgeon Row.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we could just keep our ears open about maybe we could hear if somebody's missing, or maybe we could find some flyers that are posted.
And I'll keep my eyes out for people in black cloaks or anybody that looks
Ooh,
fishy.
that was a good one too. Keeping our eyes out for black cloaked figures. Maybe keeping our ears open to people talking about the Church of Lutheria. And then as we do so, we're just going to slowly get closer to the Church of Lutheria. That's not my destination though. I would maybe choose a local tavern closer down in Sturgeon Row, closer to the Church of Lutheria, and stop by there and see what's going on.
Okay.
Or Porunga, does your invisibility only work on 2 people, or how many can you turn invisible? Do you know?
If I cast it at level 3, I can do 2 people.
2 people, okay.
All right. In that case, you guys move on from the mercantile slash noble district of Mytros down onto what's often considered the underbelly of the city, that is Stygian Row. Bit of a walk there, but it's covered in easy, in good time. On the way there, you guys, the most that you would be able to experience in a way, is what appears to be, well, just a group of satyrs that seem to be like street performers, playing harps, flutes, begin to sing song about you as you pass by, almost as if it's like a like a freestyle rap, where you kind of just say things that come to mind or what's available, trying to make up lyrics on the fly. Except there's less of a rap, more like a more established like melody, I guess. Uh, as you pass by, they kind of make comments on you guys. About how strong Drakgar looks, how strange and exotic Porunga looks. But
I
then
like
the
it.
comments go into a little bit more like slight jabs at you guys. Uh,
Oof.
Essentially, for Exandria, they seem to make a couple of comments that are, well, I cannot replicate exactly, are akin to the lyrics to Hot and Cold by Katy Perry. Just kind of
Oh shit!
making
Wrecked.
I ain't even mad.
making a joke out of how the sirens, just seem to have mood swings at random. Uh, when they get to like Derek, they kind of do this thing where they like compare horn sizes, with you and them. Just kind of those, not entirely like completely insulting, but just jabs at you guys while when you pass
I have
by.
average size horns, okay?
I laugh and
At
then
least
toss him a gold coin.
average size horns. Leave me alone.
Right,
Mhm.
whole ass gold. I was expecting like silver or copper, but sure. Uh, they do
Flip of
uh,
platinum, JK.
when you
Yeah, so
when you flip them a coin, the lyrics change once again to be like of praise for you guys. Uh, and as you walk away, you actually do overhear them do the same thing to like all of the other people that pass by. It seems to just kind of look at somebody who catches their eye in the crowd and base their lyrics of their song around them. Uh, Eventually, you guys make it into Station Row. The city, well, I guess you could say the city underbelly of the city of Mytros. I described this the other time when you guys first arrived, but this is sort of like where all the more impoverished or less wealthy individuals of Mytros live at. There's slums, enclaves of mostly non-human variety, uh, brothels, shady tap houses, anything to that effect. Are you sticking around here, or are you just going through it to get to the Temple of Eternity?
I'm gonna still try and find surrounding areas, so we can maybe see if we can hear anything about people being gone missing.
Um, Roll an investigation check.
And also, have we seen anybody that with black robes come by
Well, actually,
or pass by? Or...
I guess in that case, roll me perception instead of investigation.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing something different than me.
Oh,
Oh, let's go!
so Drakgar.
Blue.
You're kind of looking around, and you do see a couple of people in black robes. Mostly, they seem to be kind of like the door-to-door preachers of like, "Excuse me, do you have some time to talk about the Lady of Dreams?" Stuff like that.
Got it.
It's just kind of like like Jehovah's Witness, almost like akin, but they obviously are talking about about Lutheria. In fact, you see like a couple of them walk around with like this very small sort of like mugs that they just kind of hand out as kind of like tasting, of wine. Most people in Stygian Row just dismiss them because, as far as the average citizen is concerned, these guys are just like crazy, cultists and don't deserve their attention. However, before we get to what you actually see that catches your eye, is well, first of all, Exandri, could you tell me again what you were looking out for?
I'm like wanting to see if I could find like any flyers or people asking around for like, have you seen my daughter? Have you seen my mom? Or whoever. Pretty much I'm just going upon the investigation of trying to figure out if I could spot anyone or anything that might suggest that someone in that area
Well,
might be missing.
as far as you can tell, you don't find any missing person posters, if or anything like that. However, it does kind of catch your eye because you have heard from, well, perhaps a reliable source that disappearances have been happening. But when you ask around, when you like, try to look around, see if anybody's like looking for anyone missing, it does strike you as strange that is like, no real reaction from people. Nobody seems to like care. Uh, until you do kind of overhear or at least find this group of people, uh, two people actually, a tiefling and a half orc, seem to be having a conversation about. Well, you catch the tail end of it, something about empty rooms, and the orc seems to be saying something like, well, they haven't really come back, so I guess it's just another empty room. Wonder who's gonna take this one next time. The tiefling answers back with, well, whatever it is, just make sure it's not somebody that smells like piss like the other ones.
Oh, damn.
And then who went missing? Did they say who or
No,
was it
they
just
they didn't mention a specific name. They just say something about an empty room, somebody not coming back to it.
all right? Can I approach them?
Okay.
And I'll be following just in case it goes south.
For your Drakgar.
Oh, sorry.
Because you actually spot something else with that perception. When you're looking around, you kind of do spot, what looks like to be a crowd gathered around a something. You're even through your height. It's kind of hard to tell because they're all sort of like crowded, like bunched up against something. This isn't happening like you know, this isn't happening like a small street, by the way. It's happening like one of the mainish streets of the this district. When you look at this and like squint your eyes, lean forward, you see some stone object in the middle of the crowd. But it's kind of hard to discern unless you were to.
Oh. Wait, is this...
I mean, you won't be able to discern what it is unless you approach.
Out of game, I have a feeling. But I'll ask the crew. Should we check that out? It looks like there's like a stone object and there's people surrounding it.
Um, go ahead and investigate that. I'm gonna go talk to Miss Tieflings over here, and then I'll meet you right over there, okay?
All right, sounds good. And then I don't know if anybody else is going to follow me, but I'm going to start heading that way.
All right.
I'm gonna follow Drake.
Derek, who do you go with? Derek?
Sorry about that one. Okay, I'll probably head with Porunga, I guess. I
Porunga's,
don't think.
Porunga's heading with Derek, so it's Derek, Porunga, and Drakgar over there investing in the crowd. Lorius is gonna go with you, Exandri.
All right. I smile at Lorius, and I let him know that we're going to go ask about the people that went missing in this room, and maybe ask to look at it.
Well, first of all, let's do Exandri and Lorius. So you two go over to to this tiefling and this half orc. It seems they're currently standing outside what appears to be a slightly larger building. Seems almost like from the looks of it, appears to be some form of like common house. Like communal living area of sorts. Not exactly the best looking, but for the size that it is, you're actually surprised that it's actually, as good as a condition as it appears to. Like I said, you catch kind of like that tail end of the conversation before the half orc just kind of shrugs and just turns his attention, to some other part of the building.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
They both kind of turn around, the tiefling and the half orc.
Um, I'm sorry, but I kind of just overheard you guys talking about a possible missing person who didn't return home for the night.
They kind of look at each other, and the half orc kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "Was it to you?"
Um, well, we were kind of investigating a missing person case of our own. We were wondering if we could see this room in question.
Not much to see, other than just a pile of dirty clothes and smell of piss. If you're into that,
Um,
lady, then whatever.
I mean, we'll also clean up the room for you if you allow us to.
You hearing this? Kind of turning to the tiefling. Uh, the tiefling just kind of shrugs and says, "I guess some people just like giving charity, huh?" They just kind of both turn to look at you, and the tiefling says, "Listen, it's nothing you should probably concern yourself with your fancy-looking clothes. Uh,
Oh
but
yeah, she's always in a silk dress. She's like, oh yeah.
you do stand out in staging row because everybody here is relatively low resources. So the tiefling kind of looks over at you and says, "Look, this is not the greatest place, but we keep it the way it is because there's a lot of people who can't afford a house of their own. I mean, and you don't particularly look like you needed to be in a place like this. However, if you're really keen on digging through piles of trash and other unmentionable materials, then by all means, knock yourself out.
Thank you. And
Just make sure not to remove anything from the premises. Once they're unclaimed, now they now belong to the property. Unless,
no worries.
unless of course,
By chance, do you know the person's name who also was staying in the room?
don't know, don't care. I just know them by looks.
May I ask what they looked like?
Nah, old, half elf, I think. Around this height, kind of puts his hand out to what appears to be like the halfway point of his head. Mind you, the half orc himself is like a good, uh, probably bordering on probably like 6.5 feet tall. So probably like a good couple of inches below his actual height. Uh, Around this height, uh, smell like piss, look very dirty. Seems like he hasn't had a meal in days. A bit emaciated, I guess. I don't know what happened, but well, he's not unique. A lot of people are in that similar situation around these parts.
May I ask you another question? So, what is the name of your establishment by chance?
All right, these are a lot of questions. You you don't look like guards, and
We're definitely not. We're actually not even from here.
I can tell. Kind of looking at you. Lorius is at this point a little bit, like feeling judged, feeling watched. The tiefling says, "Now, come on, don't be like that. Look, what my friend here's trying to say is that asking too many questions around here." Oh, someone has some noise.
Sorry about that.
Uh, my friend here's trying to say is that asking too many questions around here is going to get you in trouble.
Yeah, well, if I don't ask the name of your establishment, how else will I be able to help provide some supplies to your location so you guys may be able to provide meals every once in a while for a larger population for an even cheaper price?
Now look at each other. Lady, if I were to lower my price anymore, I'll be charging wood. Now,
No, sorry, you misunderstood. I would provide you with the food, as a act of service just to make sure a couple extra mouths could be fed.
I mean, you really are set on this charity business, huh? Well,
I am a cleric.
I suppose I could use the extra income. And keeping up this place is a little bit expensive to my liking. Right. Sure, why not? Pl- uh, name's Geralf, and this place over here.
Is he the orc or the tiefling?
That's the orc talking.
Okay, okay.
He seems to be like the one that actually owns the place. Name's Geralf. This place right here, well, I never really came up with a name for it, but I guess you can just call it Geralf's Hovel or something.
Geralt Hobble. Okay. Well, Geralt, my name is Exandre. Um, this here is my good friend Lorius.
Hi.
And if you don't mind, I might have some provisionals delivered to your establishment from time to time. If um you might be able to feed a couple extra mouths down here. I do not wish for people to go hungry. And if I'm able to help provide a couple meals from time to time, I would gladly do so.
Hey, I won't say no to free labor. Now, I kind of looks over at the tiefling, just kind of just gestures for him to get a move on. You're not exactly sure where someone's. They just by kind of talking to each other, they seem to know each other, so they just kind of understand what their gestures mean. Uh, the the half orc. Oh, that's a little bit too big for the art. But that's generally roughly how the both of them look like. Uh, you see as the tiefling kind of walks away and says, "All right, I'm getting out of here. I'm not getting involved whatever business this is." Geralt, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably isn't. I would suggest you watch yourself. And he kind of walks back. The half orc kind of looks over at you and says, "Right, well, whatever. Look, just get into whatever it is you're trying to do, and then, please,
All right.
again, get out, cause you're drawing a lot of attention here, lady, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say some of it might not be the good kind."
No worries. We'll do our best to be as fast as possible. Come on, Lorius.
Right. He walks over with you and goes into the communal house. While this is happening, uh, Drakgar, Porunga, and Derek, you guys, you guys will kind of go in over to the side, the crowd that you guys were, you spotted, gathering. You notice that when you approach and you get a little bit closer, uh, you more or less now realize what is actually happening. I guess, like I said, what I mentioned, it was a like main like street. Appears to be right there in the middle of the street a statue. A statue of a person that is frozen in with this kind of like expression of horror, of like something jumped out of them, scared them, and they're just like a statue now. Uh, you, Derek, you get a sinking feeling in your gut. Uh, you notice that almost as soon as you arrive, a couple of guards arrive here. Now, mind you, guards are not often seen too much around Station Row for various reasons. But they immediately kind of like seem to show up around the same time that you do, and you hear them say, "All right, everybody, nothing to see here. Move away. It's the scene of a crime." You see as they kind of begin to shove the crowd away to kind of, make an area around the statue. A couple of the soldiers go in and inspect the statue a little bit closer, while others just kind of shoo the crowd away. Most of the crowd does go right away because fuck if they're getting involved. But there's other bystanders that do remain, perhaps out of a sense of morbid curiosity, more than anything.
I'll ask. Wait, did the guards show up later, or were they there when I
Show up around the same time
saw
that you approach to have a closer look. They're not making like an active effort to like clear the area. They just kind of moving, shooing people away, to kind of, do whatever it is they're trying to do here.
So they weren't there when it happened. They just showed up the same time I showed up.
Yes, correct.
Okay. I'll try asking people from like the crowd as they leave if they saw anything or know what happened or if they saw anybody.
Almost all of them will tell you, "I'm not getting involved," and walk away from you.
Okay, so nobody knows nothing. Okay.
And money.
This guy looks like he's obviously been petrified. Kind of.
The guards will probably not tell us anything.
What?
Something about
What
the
did you say,
guards.
PBJ?
Yeah, you're coming in very muffled, PBJ.
The guards will probably not tell us anything.
That was
Something.
That was unintelligible, man.
Try.
I guess I'll try talking to the guards, see if they know what happened or anything, or what might have happened.
Yeah, I'll go with Drakgar, I guess.
Approach one of the guards. They look at you, noticing you're no ordinary citizen, and they, one of the guards, the one that seems to be in charge, so to speak. One of the other ones kind of gestures for him to come closer. The guy walks up and, and says, "Anything we can help you with? We were clearing out the area before we are forced to move this statue."
I just saw this in the distance. It looked like something might have happened here, and was wondering if you knew anything that might have happened or caused it.
Intrigued in this, aren't you? You some
Yeah.
sort of bounty hunter, investigator.
You could say that. I'm just from out of town and saw what happened and just kind of curious. And
I step in saying we're the heroes that made the miracle happen.
God damn it!
Ah, those ones. Right, the ones that gathered all the remaining 4 gods into the temple. Ah, yes, we heard about you. You met up with King Acastus, so I hear. Well, apologies for not recognizing you sooner. What you're seeing right here is, well, what does it say but a scene of a crime. A message, I believe. No doubt done by well, this cult of the snake, I guess, as they call him around these parts.
Okay.
The snake.
Or Lady of Coins, whatever you want to call them. Doesn't matter. I've been dealing with cases like this for quite a while now. Although it's really hard to track down someone when nobody's willing to disclose their location. If
So
you're
you think that?
if you're interested in more details, I suggest you go talk to Lord Tayron. I hear he has a personal stake in chasing after this Lady of Coins. He's been funding many forms of bounty hunting operations against her for the last few months.
Which Terran are you talking about?
Tayron Nurdigon, the merchant, he lives up there in the Noble District.
Yes, the supposed descendant of one of the great Dragonlords.
Well, I mean, considering his current status in the city, I'm going to go ahead and say it's more than just supposed. Regardless,
See about that.
he is the one that has been wanting the Lady of Coins' head for quite some time. If anyone has more info on all of this nasty business, it's probably him.
Well, I guess we do have an appointment to get with him, don't we, Drakgar?
I'll totally ignore what Derek said, and I'll thank the guard for the info.
All right.
And actually, actually, don't we have that thing to fix the petrification? I'm gonna go try to
Potion?
Could you? I'll say to the guards, could you leave this statue here? We might have a way to fix the.
I will remind you, you only have 1 more of those.
I have 2.
Oh, 2. My bad. You only have 2 more of them.
We never used them because we used other means to revive Pumo.
Yeah.
I was fine.
No, Plepius alchemists did actually use one of the oils to revive.
Oh.
There were 3 of them. He used one of the oils.
I got 2 vials because Pumo had to be revived a different way because it was past 24 hours.
Yes. Something like that.
Oh yeah, because we had to get rid of the freaking.
He used a scroll of greater restoration. That is true. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to use a different maze, and then my dad was like, "I'm not a money bag, Metius."
But yeah, I'll tell
because we waited too long to use the potions on Pumo, so they had to use a scroll of greater restoration.
You guys went to bed. You guys went to bed where I was still.
I'll basically tell the guards to hold on, and then I'll go run back to Xandria and then relay the information and see if we could use the amulet.
You probably wouldn't catch Exandri like outside anymore. She probably would have gone in with Lorius into the common house.
They're farther down. Oh, okay, never mind.
Go look for them. Fine, I'll stay here.
These 2 things were happening simultaneously. So
gotcha.
By the time you turn around, like she's gone.
Stay here, guys. Don't worry.
I did point to where I was going. It's like I'm going to go over here and talk to this organ people.
Yeah. You were pointing the general direction. You just don't see her out in the street anymore.
Go get him. You got this. You got this, boy. Go get him.
I'll start heading the direction she was pointing, and then see if I can find her.
I'm gonna stay here and talk to the statue.
Okay.
Yeah, you go talk to the statue. I'll go tap
Like-
on the back, and then
But like you know,
start
I
heading
was
towards-
like you once, a statue as well. Some
Heck.
fun.
I can't keep an
And
eye
I'll
on.
just like look at the guard and just feel like he's a little crazy.
I'm not crazy. I'm a dragon lord.
I can keep an eye on Derek.
Shush,
What?
shush, Mr. Dragon.
But yeah, I start heading towards where they were saying they were at.
Hold on, I didn't hear what PBJ said. What did he say?
Oh gosh. He's hanging with me. I think that's what he said.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
That's what I thought.
It's like coming through like very choppy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with my phone.
All right, there we go. Like that one was a little bit more more clear.
Clear.
Oh, okay.
Still with
saying-
me.
I have to keep an eye on Derek.
All right, you're gonna get.
I'm talking to the statue. What else can I do?
I don't know, man.
Well, the fact when Pumo could have just turned around and sent a message and been like, "Hey, yo, Xandri, we got some money for you to unpetrify," but you know he doesn't.
I'm good. You're not even talking to me right now. You're still mad at me. Oh,
I am
you're
always mad at you.
Well, then what's the point of me sending you messages? Like you're
You
gonna
work
answer them.
against the group so bad.
Like if I send you an email, you'll have that email just sit there. You won't even open it. Be just like that. It's like how you didn't even want to answer you at all and was mad at you much.
All right, so you stick around. The guards do tell you that eventually they're gonna have somebody remove the statue, to be put somewhere else.
I'll tell him to hold on before
It's like 15 minutes begging.
before moving it.
Okay.
Give them
Because I'm
both
gonna try to see if I
20
can.
gold. Give them both 20 silver to not move it.
He kind of looks over at the sky, the position the sun says. You have 20 minutes. Do what you need to do, but we need to get this statue. We need to get this out of here one way or another.
Athletics check Drakgar, see how fast he can run.
But yeah, I'll start running towards that area, and then I'll start
So you can
yelling for Xandri if she hears me.
so you kind of run off, and you would come across the same building that Alexander Punchy was going. This time around, the half orc is no longer on the outside, but he's actually on the inside on what appears to be like not like a lobby area, but like the place where he just kind of checks in all the visitors. It is again like not entirely like that good of a place looking. Is the interior, the wood seems like it has been through years of wear and tear. You hear creaking with most of your steps. The half orc, you're not even sure how he's maintaining this place going. But he does seem to have a ledger on the side. That he seems to be keeping track of something. You're not quite sure what exactly. By the time you arrive and you ask, hey, actually, what would you ask to have our good?
Have you seen someone about Yay High? It's a Siren. I'll basically just describe Xandri.
You're with the charity lady? Yeah, she went upstairs.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
I'll think of it and start running upstairs.
Yeah, she went upstairs. You'll probably find her. She says something about cleaning one of the rooms. I'll make sure you don't take anything that looks important or any possessions. Again, those belong to the establishment now that nobody's here to claim them.
I'll say thanks for that, and I won't touch anything, and then I start bolting upstairs.
You bolt upstairs, and eventually you would come in around that time where Exandria and Lori are like getting up here, like into the room. Exandria, you would walk into what appears to be, it's this kind of long hall that is just single room rooms, I guess, single room houses or apartments, I guess, single room apartments that are all in various degrees of well, not entirely comfortable living conditions. Uh, you smell a combination of various smells. Everything from what you believe to be some form of narcotic to, well, human fluids. Uh, it is not a pretty place, and you're not even sure how or why the half-orc maintains this place. But, well, you walk into the room that he told you is the one that belonged to the missing person, and the door is wide open. Or rather, there's half a door there. Uh, you would see piles of like 30 clothes, baskets filled with miscellaneous items that you believe once belonged to the individual. At least that's what you see at first glance.
Ouch. Okay. Rotating. Sorry. I would hand Lorius a piece of cloth to put over his nose as well. And then I'll press to digitate the cloth to smell like a nice little summer breeze or something.
You do that.
Because I remember he said the room was gross.
Yeah, it is. It smells pretty bad. You hand Aloris the cloth and
then
Oh.
going to take a step into the room.
Oh, I think my
And I want to try and
one moment.
investigate if there might have been like a scuffle or if there was more than one person in here before this person checked out and or went missing.
One moment. Sorry, my audio was here for a moment. I did hear everything though. Well, here's the thing. The room is a fucking mess. If there was like a scuffle, you wouldn't be able to tell. There is no order to this room. Best you can tell is that, well, even though it is messy, as far as you can tell, it's not like somebody, just up and left. There's signs of, the bed and, other of the cloths like being in such positions that indicate to you that, they were used, very recently. It's as if whoever was staying here just, it's not like they just like disappeared, but almost as if they just walked out and then just never came back.
All right. Did they leave any of their belongings behind?
Like I said, there's like this baskets around with like miscellaneous items. You would see, what appears to be kind of like this handmade sort of like accessories, very similar to the ones that were given to Porunga. Perhaps they're even like of the same make, but they're like aged. They look like very old, dirty. This ones look like they could have been worth something, but obviously the person who was, their owner is no longer around to use them.
I will press the digitate as I'm walking around and looking at the room. Press the digitating any P spots anywhere. So he was giving medals because I wasn't here last game. So Porunga was given medals.
No, they're not medals. They are like accessories. Like bracelets, necklaces that look like handmade through like a string, wood, and other form of low-cost materials. This look very similar to that, except they look slightly. Well, now that they're clean, they look slightly prettier almost. Like they could actually be worth something if you were to sell them to somebody.
Okay.
Uh, as best you can tell, I mean, exactly what is it you're looking for here?
I'm just trying to figure out like if they might have been a hit or if it just might just be like a random coincidence. Maybe they were, I don't know how else to explain this except for like using real life scenarios, which is very dark. Um
Uh,
uh
there doesn't seem to be a sign of a struggle. But
okay.
it also doesn't look like the room was in disuse. Again, it seems like whoever was here uh, just kind of said, "Oh, I'm gonna go take a jog real quick," and they just never came back.
All right, so I'm going to continue to clean up the room because that was part of the deal to being able to see the room. And as I investigate all of these little trinkets and bobbits that look like they actually might have been important to this person, I'll press to digitate them and put them in a little box.
All right.
Um, and then obviously I see my brother come up behind us at this point, right?
Yeah, you like walked in the middle of you, kind of looking around, investigating.
Be
Oh,
like,
hey,
God, there's
Drac.
someone someone got petrified. I need your fixie thingy to fix his petrification. The
Oh,
guards are
my
gonna take him.
down?
What?
Okay. And then she digs in her side pouch and she'll pull up a vial and she'll be like, I'll give this to you, but you have to make sure you get some really good information out of whoever got petrified, which is very interesting. We'll also be right there. We just got to finish cleaning up this room really quickly. Maybe if you want to help us really quick, like re-put the door back on its frames before you leave.
Yeah, I'll put the door back, but I don't have much time. The guards are gonna take the the statue away if I don't hurry. So
Maybe go ask the guards if they could bring the statue here so I can unpetrify it.
that would be a good idea.
But just in case they say no, I'll still give you the one of the vials of the Basilisc's venom.
And then I'll thank her, try to put the door back, and then I'll start running back to the statue.
You run back to the statue. Half-orc kind of, shouts at you as you're running because he says, "Hey, don't run around! You're going to break something." And, and then you run to the door. Uh, you go back to where the guards are at. At this point, there's basically nobody. None of the bystanders are like around. There's just them, kind of just waiting around, almost as if timing the amount of time that it's taking you to get back here. You arrive right there, and the one who seems to be like the leader of this platoon, so to speak, looks over at you and says, "You're back. You say you have a way to undo petrification."
I do, but would it be all right if I bring the statue to my friends so we can ask
I'm afraid
them?
I'm afraid I can't have you tampering with a crime scene.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll give him this now. Then, and then I'll give him the thing so he can get unpetrified.
But I assume you meant you applying the oil to the statue because they can't do anything
Yeah.
with it.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't really know how it's supposed to be, but yeah, however it's supposed to be done, I do it.
You fucking smear the oil in your hands and rub down the statue. Basically, that's how it happens.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so you do that. You kind of begin to kind of put your hand in the well, it's oil. So part of it you can't just kind of like pour on them. It is a not that long of a process. Takes you just a couple of seconds to kind of pour the oil on them. Like make sure to get the arms, get the head, get everything important, and then you will see after like a couple of seconds, the gray stone texture of their body seems to be slowly rescind, until eventually, like everything in their body just becomes revitalizes again. The woman seemingly still letting out a like shout of horror as you unpetrify her. And then
I'd be like, it's okay. You're okay. Or, what happened? Are you?
she looks around, and then all the guards kind of like stare over. She seems in a state of, well, shock almost. She doesn't seem to be able to produce words at the moment. Instead, she kind of stammers over her sentences and says, she, she was about to kill me.
Who was?
I Medusa, I, I saw her right before
Was it the Lady of Coins?
I don't know.
Here, it's okay. It's okay. If you need to wait to calm down before you talk, it's okay. We can wait. Just wait to calm yourself.
One of the guards says, well, now that we know that she did saw something, we may need to ask some questions of our own.
Uh, would it be all right if me and my friends question her for a bit before you did? Try to see what happened and try to get as much info as we can.
Kind of looks over at you. Make a perception check.
Please roll fucking high.
Give me another nat 20, please. Give me another nat 20.
That
No.
Perception, but
Oh.
what is your persuasion modifier?
Persuasion is 0.
So that's just a 2. So, I mean, it didn't matter anyway. You will see as the sort of like leader of the platoon just kind of shakes his head and says, unless you're planning on fully committing to this investigation, we are all going to, well, at least I'm going to have to be present for this questioning of yours.
If you want to stay while we question her, feel free. We're just trying to find info on who did this, or more info on the Lady of Coins in general, if she has anything, or if she knows anything about what happened.
Bro, he's gonna raise an eyebrow at you, and then looks back at one of the other guards, and does like a gesture with his hand and says, "Make sure to report on this." And the other guard does like a salute and runs off. He is going to look over at you guys and say, well, I suppose if you are keen on this, then we may allow you to have a couple of questions. But after that, we're going to have to take her down to the station. She is a witness after all.
Okay, that's good. Thanks for that.
The woman still terrified. Well, maybe terrified is not the right word, but she is still pretty shocked at the moment. Just kind of says, "No, but if I talk too much, they'll come back and finish the job."
We'll protect you. We'll make sure she doesn't get you.
You don't really see a lot of reassurance in her face. She seems to be in a state where, even though you may mean what you say, she doesn't quite seem to believe you yet.
I understand. You don't know us. You might not trust us, but we'll do whatever we can to make sure you're safe.
The woman just kind of, she's looking around like frantically, almost as if she's just trying to make sure like no one, almost as if she's like paranoid that someone's going to make an attempt on her even now. She looks However, in her face there's like this expression, almost as if well, she doesn't really have a choice here. She just kind of crouches down a little bit and like sits down on, well, not quite like in the middle of the street, but on the side. The guards that are present are like around her at all times. While the one that is like the leader of the platoon says, "Well, you're going to be asking your questions. Go get the rest of your people and get here."
Or wait, sorry. You said we're gonna wait. What? Sorry, I didn't really catch that.
He said that if you're going to be asking your questions, then you better get the rest of your people and get here.
Then I'll say, Porunga, can you go tell Xandri and Lorius to hurry, and then I'll point to where they were at. They're in that building over there, up the stairs.
Alright, I'll start making my way that way.
All right.
And then while he does that, I'll ask her if she could explain what it looked like that attacked her.
She doesn't seem like she wants to answer any questions at this point. There's this look of like, well, fear, still in her face. While this is happening, Alexandra, you finish, you and Loris finish up like cleaning making the room look a little bit nicer. Obviously, a little that can be done for like the walls that are, not in a state of disrepair or anything like that. But at the very least, it looks cleaner. Smells cleaner too.
All right. I take the little box of trinkets that the previous attendant left behind with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go down to Girolf, and I will be like, okay, well, we tidied the room up. I do have a couple things. In this box right here are some belongings that the previous tenant left behind. Would you please keep them behind your counter in case they somehow do return? Um,
If
I'll give you a gold coin to keep them if that helps.
as a big if, lady.
I understand. Um, after after a week, if they don't return, then you may do what you wish with them.
I mean, I would do with them what I do with all the belongings of those who never return. Sell them off. That's how I get my profit.
Um, Understandable. That's why I'm giving you this gold coin. You're stating that people often disappear from here and leave their belongings behind.
Really, like, disappearing. That's not like too common, right? But those who can't afford meals, who can't afford to make a living out of anything, they die. Shit happens. Don't know what to tell you. Either by disease, starvation, anything like that. And once they're gone, they have no need for their belongings anyway. Don't look at me like that. I have to make a living somehow.
I mean, some of that is understandable. We're just, like I stated earlier, we're just investigating some disappearance cases. We just want to make sure everything is going to be on the up and up, especially if I'm going to um continue moving forward, investing in your place a little bit. I just want to make sure that you're a good guy.
Well, I'll tell you what, if people start not dying around these parts, that means I get less profits out of this. Now, like I said, there has to be a way to make a living, right? This is just the one that I happen to come across. Look, I'm gonna be completely on the level with you, lady. If you're looking for people that go missing stage and row, you're gonna be looking all day. You know the type of folks that we have here? Folks that have nothing, folks that have no one. No one's gonna
Um,
care if a couple of people that had nothing in the world go missing.
but these very specific disappearances, um, you can always find people in black robes before they disappear.
I haven't heard nothing about that, but if that's what you heard,
We're just trying to make sure nothing shady is going on. We understand like death, natural death. That's common. That is okay.
oh,
By the way, I've handed over the box and the one gold coin for him to keep him safe for the week, and then um we also did our best cleaning up the room. Hopefully it's okay for you. Uh,
saved me the trouble of having everything disinfected by some of those fancy schmancy mages at the academy.
do you know magic by chance?
Fuck no.
Okay. I was about to say if so, I would teach you a spell to help make cleaning a little bit better.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. You'll be surprised what some of the desperate students at the academy are willing to do for internships. So, hey, you know, free labor, right?
I mean, I guess the academy. There's an academy here.
Damn, you really have not been in the city like big and long enough, huh? You know, you're lucky you came across me. Any other person would take advantage of your lack of knowledge.
I'm sorry, we've really only been here like 24 hours.
Like, I mean, have you been living under a rock? Everybody knows the Academy of Mytros. That's where all those,
Um,
like, you know, smarty pants philosophers go to study. And, you know, whatever it is they do over there. Education.
do you know what location of the city the academy would be located?
Fucking just keep going up the taller points. Should eventually find it. Never go there myself because, like, why the fuck would I? He does like a very vague direction with his hand. You know, like almost uncaringly or so. Uh, but you believe, you know, if the orientation of the place is correct, that he's actually pointing in this direction.
Sorry, okay, that direction. Okay.
Yeah, which lines up with your map of the city.
Okay. Um,
Never found on the map. On the map.
Droll, I have a favor to ask you.
Oh fuck, another one.
She generally smiles and laughs, so she's gonna be like, if you could, maybe keep a log. Um, if you ever do hear or notice people disappearing and never being heard from again or seen again, just for the next couple of days, not forever, just maybe for like 2 or 3 days, it would greatly help us on our mission. I'll pay you for it as well.
Kind of pulls a little bit of wax out of his ear. He says, look, I don't ask names. That's just kind of how the business is. Many people are here because they want to lay low or they want to leave something behind. You know, I don't run this house out of the kindness of my heart. I run it because, well, I understand what it's like to be on the run, and well, there's an opportunity there. But like, sure, if you're trying to like, you know, if you're trying to come here and tell me how to run my business, great, right? I mean, uh, look,
You don't have to get their names. You could just maybe write down.
I mean, I do have a registry right here. Kind of points at the ledger in front of him, and you notice there's no names of anything. It's just like room number, a general description of how the person looks like, and what day you know they came in at. You know, or you know, a general, a vague sort of like descriptor of like what they were supposed to be doing, I guess. You see things like toothless halfling, uh, you know, tiefling with shaved off horns, uh, half orc with missing tusk. It's like stuff like that. Just vague, descriptors of the people who might be staying here.
Oh, this is perfect. You could still do it this way.
That's how I've been doing it. I've been telling you that. Have you not been hearing?
No. I was listening. I was just saying, like, the way that you're doing it is beautiful.
Wouldn't describe it as beautiful, but whatever floats your boat, lady.
And if you happen to ever hear one of these um what do you call someone who stays at a hotel? The fuck?
I mean, not really a hotel, but sure. It's
Well, like my brain literally can't think of words of people who stay at a tavern.
tenants.
Attendants. There you go. There you go. That's perfect. Um, and if you if you ever hear of one of these tenants talking about anybody in a black robe following them, would you at least, maybe just put a star next to their name, or not their name, their description?
Looks down on the ledger. Looks back at you. Star? Sure.
Right. Thank you. And she'll hand over a couple silver pieces. I'll pay you a little bit more in a couple days, okay?
Hey, I don't say no to free money.
Great. Thank you, Gerald. And if somebody stops by later with some food, don't question it, just accept it. Thanks. And then she'll walk out with Lorius.
Lars is gonna does like this bow at at Geralt and runs off behind you. While you guys are moving and you're about to meet halfway with Drakgar, Lorius kind of looks over at you and says, "Is it truly well? Obviously not going to question your methods, but I don't believe that man wanted any of that help. Seemed like he was running a grim business, yes, but one that he seemed content with."
Um, exactly. That's why I'm not helping him. I'm helping others through him. He's just going to be kind of like a middleman.
I suppose that's true. I must say,
I just want to make sure that a little bit more meals would be able to be provided to the lower district.
uh,
And
well, I suppose that's true. I'm out of my element, as you can tell. So I'm just a little bit confused as to how things work in the big cities.
oh, they definitely don't work like this. This is just something I wanted to do on my own.
Well, you have quite the kind heart.
Um, I does does Astoria have this bad of slums?
I mean, the story does have slums, but not to because the story is a smaller city.
Yeah, it's like they're
The,
smaller.
yeah, story is a smaller city. The resources are split, split around, I guess you could say, a little bit more evenly, I guess. Uh, Obviously, low income households do still exist in Astoria, but they are not like, like slums or crack houses or anything like that. Uh, there's this has less to do with, you know, I guess the amount of people, I suppose, in Mytros, and more so with how split the wealth is, I suppose.
Well, you see, Lorius, Astoria is a lot smaller. We do have our our lower income area, but it's this is just this just hurts my heart. I understand my trust is a lot bigger and way more crowded, and maybe there's not enough money to help the lower income districts. But I mean, if I had a way to provide, Mr. Drolf a decent portion of meals that he could make sure people were getting fed, even if it were for dirt cheap, I mean, it's something of a start, I guess.
Well, I suppose that's true. Man, things are a lot more complicated outside of the forest.
I also, and I'm gonna lean in really close and whisper, make sure nobody can hear. I honestly just don't think the king cares enough.
Oh, well, I wouldn't know. I never met him. Um,
You're lucky.
I suppose, he says with like a questioning tone of voice.
All right, can we make our way over to my brother?
Yes. So you guys kind of meet halfway, across on the street. You know, Drakgar coming in with a bit of a, well, not Drakgar, fucking Porunga was sent to go for you. So you guys will meet like halfway through. Loris kind of looks over and says, "Oh, Mr. Porunga, were you looking for us?"
Oh yes, we actually need Zandri,
Oh,
the lady that we actually got the statue unpetrified, and she's like really shaken up. So if you can kind of like use help calm her down.
Yeah, I have some stuff that we could do, but we should probably take her inside to talk and like maybe not out in the streets.
Well, the guards are wanting to take her to the station, but we convinced them to if have us ask her some questions before.
Okay. All right. Lead the way.
Okay, so we start headed back to Drakgar.
you guys go back to where the rest of the party is at, and not a lot has happened over here. The lady has not really been too cooperative in answering questions. Every time she's about to say something, it seems like she once again turns her head around and tries to see, like, almost as if she's like watching out, looking out for somebody. Uh, for the most part, however, I guess I'd say the most you would have been able to get out of her in the amount of time that all of this, took to happen, is that she seems to know a little bit more than what she lets on. She probably would have revealed information about, well, mainly who she is. Her name, her that she lives around here in Station Row, and but other than that, it's kind of hard to get more out of it, out of her about the situation that she was placed in.
Um, so we're still outside, right?
Yeah, you're still outside. The guards are just kind of allowing you to have this interrogation before they take her away. The
Is there a way that we could step into a building, guards? You could come with us.
fucking the leader of the platoon just kind of looks at you and says, "Well, there is a station."
Um, that would work. We'll accompany you, and if we could ask questions once there.
Uh, you they kind of nod along and they bring in the they the leader seems to do like a gesture to the rest of the men, and they kind of like approach the lady. She like doesn't really want to go anywhere, but they do more or less coerce her to move. Uh, you guys move all the way to what? Well, I said station, but it's more like the barracks, I suppose, of the guards. Not too dissimilar from the ones that are in Historia, albeit bigger because everything here in Mytros is bigger. Uh, there is a bit of a how should we say this? There's a just a little bit of a reaction from the other guys that are like patrolling around before they take her into what appears to be like a side room. Clearly not meant for the iterations. There seems to be like a little bit more of a, I suppose holding like cells of sorts. Uh, she looks over at you guys, and while she's being placed in the holding cells, uh, and one of the guards looks over and says, "Well, by all means."
All right, 1 second.
When is our break? Sorry to ask.
Actually, what time is it? We are just about to get to our halfway point, actually.
Okay, just making sure. We don't go over it like last time.
Yeah. One moment. I mean, if you guys want, we can call the break here, and you guys can come back to the, well, not interrogation, but questioning, I guess.
That'd be perfect. Please.
All right. We'll take a bit of
Alright.
a pause here. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Doot.
All right. All right, we're back. So, you guys make it to this sort of holding cells. There isn't, a lot, much to say about the place. It's very drab looking, like gray walls. But you do have like, well, all the other soldiers are not here because they went off somewhere else. The one who was the one in charge is making sticking around to make sure to oversee, I guess, the questioning that you guys will do. He did give you the go ahead of try what you can get out of this one.
Okay. I pull back open Roll20 because apparently it closed. So, Miss, may I please have your name?
She looks at you and again with very stamp, very almost like a stutter. Not out, speech impediment, but much more so out of her being still like not quite entirely calm yet. She says, "Lydia."
Well, Lydia, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Exandri. Um, these here are some of my closest friends and companions and family members. The Dragonborn, his name is Porunga. The half giant here is my brother. I call
No
him
way.
Drac. And this one over here, with the horns, his name is Derek. He's a satyr. We're part of the Dawnbringers, and we've recently traveled here to Mytros. Um, we were the ones who helped get rid of the storm that was plaguing the city the other day. So you have no reason to be worrisome while we are around. We just have some questions that we want to ask you. Um, that way that we will be able to assist the city in any way that we can to make sure that this never happens to you or anybody else again. But you're going to have to be strong and willing to answer the questions. Can you do that for us?
Roll me a general charisma check.
Oh shit. Hold on, I gotta go to the correct page. General charisma, so like just basic ass charisma.
Basic charisma.
I don't know, did I roll?
There is this look that you get from the woman. She seems to look up at you and still not quite, not quite like fully verbal. She just kind of nods along and says, I, "Before you ask, I didn't do anything.
It's okay. You're not in trouble. We just need you to try your hardest to answer some descriptive questions. Do you remember what you were doing up until the attack?
I was." She kind of like looks over, and there's a look, almost of a worried look, like that she gives to the guard. And then she looks over at you and says, I I was getting ready to leave the city.
Um, I'm sorry. Let me do one quick thing before we actually start to talk.
No.
I hold up my holy symbol and I whisper into it, and the room kind of glows for a second, and I'll cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. She is. Well, everybody around you has to make a charisma save, because I don't think you can choose with the Son of Truth. Uh, yeah. Everybody who starts their turn there must make a charisma save, or be unable to tell a lie. So,
Sorry, this to everybody here, this circle won't hurt anybody. It's just a precaution just to make sure everything's truthful. That's all. It won't hurt anybody in any way, shape, or form.
you do see that the guard kind of looks at you a little bit skeptical. But he says, "Fine, but if you try anything else, I have my eye on you."
He has the what?
He says he has his eye on you.
That's fine. I mean nobody any harm.
Oh, you're finally back. So
Derek was doing nothing because everybody else was talking, so Derek was just sleeping the whole time.
I'm gonna need everybody to make a charisma save, by the way. Well, she fails.
Easy. I'm not
He
planning
was
on lying,
cute.
but
Fail.
Come on, guys.
I could
come
just say
on.
oops and like intentionally rolling that one.
Come on, guys. Come on. Get good.
Mind you, you're aware who succeeds and who fails the save.
Okay.
So she fails. The soldier next to you, you know what? He is going to make the save again. He's going to make the save as well. I mean, let's see. Yeah, no, figure. Yeah,
All right.
he also
So
fails.
you were planning on leaving the city?
She nods along.
May I ask why you wanted to leave the city?
Because I, 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 I owe, I owe the money to the wrong people.
Who do you owe money to? And how much?
To the Lady of Coins. I, I owe a lot. Too much.
Um, may I ask how much a lot is? You were clearly turned to stone.
She is gonna look over and says, a couple thousand?
A couple thousand silver?
She shakes her head.
Oh
A
no.
couple thousand gold? May I ask what you spend that much gold on?
She is looking. You see her kind of like look down at the ground when you ask that.
Real Porunga, that was my eyes too.
Holy.
I'm just curious. You're not in trouble. We just want to know the full story. That's all.
I asked for the money from someone who claimed to be working with her. And in exchange, they said that I one day will need to pay back the favor. They, one day they came back with the money. It looked real. At first, it was just a couple of tens. Then it grew into the hundreds.
Can you describe this person that loaned you
Sounds
this
like
money looks like?
They were wearing a hood. It was dark. I couldn't tell who they were.
Were they male, female, at least? Did they have a cloak?
They sounded young, like a young man, I think.
wait, so she was saying the amount that she owed kept getting bigger and bigger?
Well, the implication seems to be that she kept asking for more for whatever.
Oh, she was asking more money. Okay, cool. I was making sure I heard that wrong. Okay.
The person who attacked you, did you by chance get a good look at them before you were petrified?
She shakes her head. I saw shadows. And then some hissing in the dark. When I turned, I saw this piercing eyes, almost glinting in the shadows. And then I was like that.
Well, you're lucky we were nearby and that we still had a potion left over. I do have to say it was quite an expensive potion, so I'd very much like it if you'd not get petrified again.
She doesn't say anything, but she nods along.
I would also have to kindly ask that you be possibly detained until the situation is fixed. Um, like I said, getting potions is very, very expensive and costly, and it seems that they're out to get you, and if they find out that you've been unpetrified, they might come back after you. So it might be safe for you to maybe stay locked up for a couple days while we look into the Lady of Coin.
She kinda nods along again, not saying much, but the other guard looks over at you and says, well, we were planning on detaining her eventually. And considering that she has been an accessory, albeit an unwilling one, to the Lady of Coins, well, there will be something done about that.
I don't think she was an accessory.
Just heard her say that she was asked to perform a favor. Why don't you ask her what favor that was?
I'll look at her. What favor was that?
I was to bring her someone.
Who did they want you to bring to them?
I used to be at least a a hiker in my days.
A what?
Hiker.
Hiker.
I
A hiker.
scaled a lot of mountains. I think she knew that. That's why she asked me what she did. She asked me to find someone, a woman that looked like him. And kind of points
Oh.
at you, Drakgar.
Oh shit. Is it the same?
Oh, so
Is it
she.
this? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, brother.
I was gonna ask if it was possibly my mother that's been missing for a long time.
I mean,
She wouldn't know that, but that's kind of what I'm catching. Or I was gonna ask who, or wait, no, never mind. That was already asked. Never mind.
Did she just ask you within the last 24 hours to find someone and bring them to her who looks like my brother?
no,
Or was this an ongoing?
she asked me a long time ago. I I did it. I had to. Otherwise, they would kill me.
So you found someone who looks like my brother and you delivered them to the Lady of Coin?
Well, not to her specifically. That was a middleman. But or at least I think so. Again, I didn't want to get involved. I just did what I was told. I found the woman while I was hiking up in the mountains. I told her to come with me, and she did. And when we were at the base of the mountains, they, well, they appeared.
Oh. I look over at Drac. How are you feeling, my brother? Little brother? Brother?
I'm kind of worried because it might be the lady she's talking to might be my mother. She's been missing from a long time, but I'm not
Right.
100% sure.
I feel horrible for what I did. I delivered her as I was told, and but then they said that my debt was still not paid, that they will ask for me one more favor. So I had to go. I had to. And
What was this last favor they asked of you?
I, I wasn't going to stick around to figure out what it was. They didn't tell me. They said they will find me again, but I suppose they found out that I was going to go, and well, then this happened.
I wonder if the last favor would be to acquire you, brother.
That's would probably be what I would suspect. I wonder if we could use that as against her, maybe against the Lady of Coins. Because if she wants me for some reason, maybe we could.
True. I'm going to take out some cloth and I'm going to tie it around Lydia's head so it's just like an eye mask. And I'll be like, so Lydia, just for your safety, for the next couple of days, try your hardest not to take this off your eyes.
The guard says, well, she wasn't going anywhere for the next couple of days, I'll tell you that.
That's fine. But that doesn't mean that someone might not come to visit her. We don't know exactly what this person looks like. Cassie out of the game has a question. Did she drop Medusa's name earlier when talking to brother the first time he asked her?
It was the Lady of Coins. She didn't really specify a name. Just that was what she went by.
Yeah, she.
Or no, actually,
She dropped Medusa in the conversation earlier, but I didn't write down the context of it.
She said a Medusa.
oh no, it was the guards that said the name. Sorry, I mixed it up.
She's also said Medusa when she was
Yeah,
screaming.
yeah. But I said that she said that it was the Lady of Coins, but it was actually the guard. So I flipped that. That was my bad.
So is the Lady of Coins Medusa also known as a Medusa?
Well,
That's. Oh, sorry.
once again, Medusae in general are not an entirely common sight around Thylea, but one that is very well known. It's not like a specific individual. Medusae are, well, damn near their own race at this point. Whether it's brought about by a curse or a bargain gone wrong, Medusae are often found in the, well, not the correct spectrum of the alignments, shall we say. Often individuals who are Medusa have been turned into that because of, like I said, old debts, broken oaths, deals gone wrong with powerful entities. So yeah, there's no a single Medusa. There is multiple Medusae around.
Medusa.
What?
The guard looks over at you, Derek, and says, "That's not exciting enough for you."
I'm not
Just
needed
ignore.
here. Just I'll wait for my turn to be needed.
So what time of day is it?
At this point, well, I would say you guys have gone a little bit beyond the morning, getting to noon-ish almost.
Tired.
Probably a little bit before noon, actually.
I was up all night playing music, so I'm a little tired. With my loot.
So, what are you guys doing?
I'm sorry. What time of day was it?
Just a little bit before noon.
11 to 10ish.
Yeah, somewhere along those somewhere along those lines.
Should we try to find more info about the Lady of Coin now, or try to see if we can?
I think there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah, right.
I think we need to stay on the path of the Temple of Lutheria first. Hear me out, brother. The Lady of Coin is currently not actively kidnapping people, possibly.
True. I mean, she just did
And
petrify.
if your mother disappeared months ago, an extra day is not going to determine her fate.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean,
But I would really love to meet her still, and I definitely think we need to look into this Lady of Coins. I don't even know where we would start to try and locate her or run into her.
well, I mean,
The
we
minute
probably don't need to try to start searching for her yet. It might
You
be too. But we could keep our eyes out.
were about to say something, Derek?
I'm waking up, I was like, oh, talking about the later coins. I'm pretty sure I heard of Berkeley's talking about the Minotaur market. And I don't think you guys want to go there right now with Juno over there. Juno's like, okay. Berkeley's talked about the later coins in the Minotaur market.
And then I'll turn back to Exandria. Should we should probably focus on the cult of Lutheria for now, but maybe keep our eyes out, see if we see some more info on the Lady of Coins. But
Again,
our focus
the
should probably
market.
be on the cult of
Let's
Lutheria.
let's finish Lutheria, but we also should be on our toes the whole time, as someone possibly might be looking for you or coming after you. So,
He's not
moving
staying.
forward, we probably should never be in less than a group of 3.
Yeah, I think we should all stick together, but at least a group of 3 groups of yeah.
And what was the name? Okay, so out of game, Cassie hasn't been here both times. How to get to find out who the Lady of Coins is? I don't have their names and stuff. So did you
We
guys write them down? Because I didn't,
she
because I wasn't
she
there.
she didn't have like an actual name. She just goes by the Lady of Coins. There's no
Okay,
specific name
hear me
given.
out. Let me rephrase my question. There is somebody we can go and talk to who doesn't like the Lady of Dreams. I don't have that information.
Wonder who that could be.
Two different
I'm pretty sure.
two different people, by the way. Lady of Dreams is a title given to Lutheria. Lady of Coins is the crime lord in Mytros.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say the Lady of Dreams. I meant like there is somebody that you mentioned that we could go and talk to who doesn't like the Lady of Coins, right?
Oh, yeah. That's the descendant of he's Archel no. I know the guy's name.
Right?
Yeah, the
All right,
Dragonlord guy. I'm
Terran
blanking.
Nerd Dragon.
No, yeah.
Who?
Terran
N-
Nerdagon.
Terran Nerdagon. Terran Nerdagon. Or how I called him back in days, Nerd Dragon. He's very
So should
smart.
we?
And he is here, Mytros.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he's
has
in the Mytros.
he has a very very big estate here. He's
yeah.
rich. Ding.
Do you think we should check that out before Cult of Lutheria, or should we do that second?
No,
Talk.
we're just gonna focus on the Cult of Lutheria. Cassie is just trying to get notes so we can do things, but you guys gotta give me the note.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure
Derek,
out what you're.
Derek's one brain
Yeah,
cell wasn't really working.
Terran Nerdagon was the guy that didn't like the Lady of Coins, and wants her dead,
And needs to
and
get
he's
married.
also been making money off the Minotaur markets.
No, he's a
Allegedly.
merchant, sir. Sir,
Or
he's
merchant. Yeah, he's a
and
merchant.
he needs to get married too, sir. I believe as well.
So, Terran Nerdagon, why does he gotta get married?
Is a part of a prophecy. No, it was from the promised my buddy that he can get his descendant to get married.
Oh, is
The
this his
temple.
youngest descendant?
Yes,
That we know of so
Okay,
far,
okay.
but that we
One
know of so
second.
far.
Get married.
is get him some
And
riz.
he runs the Minotaur market?
Or well, he's a
merchant.
He's like a merchant there.
He's a
Okay.
very, very, very wealthy merchant we could talk to and we could swindle some money away from.
But from like the way it sounds like he might be doing things that are part of the Minotaur market.
Well, just
Maybe
make it a little bit more concise.
Oh, sorry.
We're told that Terran Nerdagon is a big investor in all sorts of places and markets and the like in Mytros. Potentially, the Minotaur market is one of them. But he's just like I said, he's like a businessman. As far as we were told, he invests in pretty much every worthwhile business venture in Mytros.
just like his great granddaddy. Doing stuff with the Minotaurs, of course.
All right. Thank you, Sleepy Derek, for that information.
to Bedge.
Let's look here. Okay, thanks. Okay, now parts of the puzzle are connected. Okay, so we will definitely have to do the terror, Mr. Nerdagon thing, a different day though. We should stick onto the path of Lutheria and knock out one thing at a time. So I think our next course of action would be to actually go to the Church of Lutheria.
All right. Is that what everybody is agreeing on doing?
Yep. And then on the way, I'm going to be looking out for either people with the black cloaks, anybody that might seem sketchy, or see if there's any more sightings or any other signs of the Medusa being nearby.
Derek, you were also. Yeah, you were.
Say if I see a statue of Poseidon anywhere or anything that involves the Poseidon's followers, I'm not going in, guys. Just saying.
It's just Sidon, not Poseidon.
Poseidon, almost the same thing, almost.
If anything, it's closer to Zeus in terms of powers. But yeah, you guys. So, well, that's your next course of action. You walk out of the like barracks of the soldiers. Well, not not barracks. I keep forgetting the terminology for like the old times. Like guard station. But yeah, you walk out of there. Obviously Lydia stays behind. She's gonna be held for questioning by the guards, and you guys make your way to the Temple of Lutheria. Lorius, who's walking with you guys, says, "I'm a bit nervous, honestly. Uh, we've been often told how and seen how the followers and servants of the Lady of Dreams are constantly at our throats. Well, at your throats, rather. Is it really safe to just walk into what is basically their territory?"
Wait, what was that?
Lorius was basically asking if it's really safe to walk in what is in the territory of the cult of Lutheria, considering that the Titans are supposed to be your enemies.
All right, so hear me out. You kind of broke up at the same point again. So, Church of Lutheria and Titans, what is the middle part?
He was asking. Oh, sorry.
Lorius was asking if it's really safe for you guys to go into the Church of Lutheria, considering that the Titans are supposed to be your enemies.
Are we walking and talking at this point?
Yes, you're walking.
Okay. We're just sitting here spilling our guts out to the guards. I mean, to be honest, Lorius, I don't think anything bad will come of it. I mean, one of our goals is to learn every side of the story. We found out that the Dragonlords were a bunch of shady, no good for nothing, essentially bad people.
Whoa.
And we've found out that some good has also come from the side that worships Sidon. So it's not like everything is painted black and white. There's a lot of gray everywhere. There's a lot of black on the side that is supposed to be righteous, and there are some light spots on the side that's supposed to be corrupted. And to fully understand the best way to do that is to immerse yourself on all sides of the coin, essentially. So you can draw your own conclusions.
And while we're chatting and like on our way, have I seen anything yet?
No, nothing really of note.
Nothing about. Okay.
Garrick holds his tongue the whole time she was saying all that.
Sorry about that. So you guys walk all over to the Temple of Theria. From the outside, this temple appears to be, well, rather unassuming. The walls are a, very grayish coloration that makes it almost not quite stand out from the, to the surroundings. It is only until you get a little bit closer that you realize a little bit, that the glimmer is really more, more than just, skin dip, so to speak. Because even though you haven't entered, you're still outside of it. There is a certain and noticeable fine craftsmanship in like the main door of the temple. In fact, I'm just gonna move you over to the next map as I move you to the Temple of Lutheria. Hold on 1 second. You guys are coming down all the way down here. Here we go. There we go, Lutheran Church. A lot of it is dark, but you guys can place yourselves in the parts that are bright. Right here. So, as you guys arrive, you actually see that the outside of this place, besides the like sort of like drab, outs, outer walls, there's a lot of statues that are kind of placed around both on top of the temple as well as on the surrounding area, uh, that look like a little more gothic in their look. Gargoyles or some more somber looking statues of, men and women of the cloth in positions that appear to be of, you know, grief, perhaps, are, visible even from the outside. In fact, while you were coming around here, you could have sworn that on the outer segments of of the temple, there's even like graves, as if this place also doubles as a, well, some form of funeral site, if not, actual graveyard. It doesn't take too long of you all approaching when you see a person in black robes come out from the main door as if they were about to like go out on a walk of sorts. Uh, they kind of look over at you guys and they kind of not really jump back, but they are, do like a double take almost. Uh, this person over here says, "Hmm? Ah, are you perhaps here in some business? Or were you here just to lend your prayers to the Lady of Dreams?"
Option 2, please.
What? You don't look like the type who usually accept in taking up the black robes. People often start their praises to the Lady of Dreams at a very young age. But, well, I suppose anyone is welcome if they convert themselves. Now, um, well, I suppose you would want to look inside the temple.
I mean, yes, please.
You're in luck. High Priest Trellis and High Priestess Septia are here. Perhaps they might be able to be better guides than I will. He kind of opens the door behind him, and you see, contrary to the outside, the temple is lavish. There's very visible wealth, gold inlaid in the walls, silver on the floors. There, all these statues, the sort of like altars are decorated with all sorts of offerings that you would think little bit more than just your average, like tribute to the gods or titans in this case. There's jewelry and the like. There's important looking sort of like not like magic items, but like blades and other forms of like weaponry that looks more decorative than actual like utility based. The man who opened the door for you kind of walks in front of you guys and says, "High Priestess, High Priestess Septia, we have new visitors who wish to learn of the teachings of the Lady of Dreams." The two people that this man is talking to were apparently seemingly in the middle of a conversation. One of them, a sort of very lean, slender-looking man, seems to be, also donning like darker like hoods, darker robes with a hood. Seems to be looking over in your direction, while right before turning over to look in your direction as well, the woman sort of gives like one last whisper to the ear of the of the other man. And she then kind of stands, not really like standing in attention, but more so with a more neutral sort of like stance, looking over at you guys. The man, Trellis, says, "Oh, well, it's let them pass. In fact, we were expecting some visitors. Our prayers have been answered, my dear." The priestess nods along. And the cultist just kind of gestures for you guys to come along. I forgot to place Lorius down, didn't I? Yeah, I did.
I still hesitate to walk in, but I'll walk in cautiously.
You.
Alright.
Sorry about that. The more you walk in, the more you notice that some of the statues are like very clear depictions of the imagery often associated with Lutheria. It's a dark-eyed woman with a scythe that seems to be painted in such a way as to almost replicate the coloration of like crystal or diamond almost. The there's the
Die.
text doesn't really represent it, but in some of those like altars with offerings, there are like this very fancy looking wine bottles that are piled up with the the jewelry and the ornamental weaponry. In fact, it may be the wine bottles, it may be the candles, but there's a permanent sort of like sweet fragrance to the temple. The cultist just kind of walks up, does like a bow, and the priest just kind of waves him to the side, and he takes his leave. Septia looks over at you guys and says, "Well, it is not often we get visitors as extravagant as all of you coming through our doors. I suppose it is for a reason."
I mean, there might be a little reason behind it, but also we're still new to town and also just exploring the different type of temples from here and how you guys are set up compared to how we have them set up in Astoria is also very unique and interesting to look at as well.
Yes, I suppose they would. You don't often get to many temples like this, do you? Princess.
No, your guys' is very unique and it smells amazing in here. What is that?
She did call you by your name, by the way. I don't believe you introduced yourself. She seems to have already known your name ahead of time.
Sus.
She even called you princess.
Oh.
Sus.
It's not sus. Like, Even friggin' commoners on the street know who we are.
Lies.
We are aware of who all of you are. And before you ask, no, we do not intend to raise our weapons at you. In fact, we pray to the Lady of Dreams that some assistance would come our way. And lo and behold, you are here.
Assistance, is everything okay?
The man Trellis says, well, before I disclose that information, I would firstly like to apologize. We have actually met, or at the very least seen each other before, though you wouldn't have been able to tell as we were disguised back then. He kind of looks over at Drakgar, Porunga, and Derek as he says this. We were actually present in that tavern when you walked in.
Oh, they were the ones we didn't talk to.
It's fine with
Lol.
me. With me, it's okay.
Out of game, we were planning on talking to them, but
Yeah.
we ended up deciding we were going to come back to it, but never did.
I was talking to two weirdos. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you guys ran into my brother before?
Well, it was a bit of a bit embarrassed to say this, a reconnaissance mission of sorts. You see, we wanted to make sure that our wine was actually delivered to the place that we're supposed to be.
Oh, never mind.
As of recently, we have run into a shortage of it.
Oh, you know what? The place that we were staying at, they were talking about that as well. Something about a wine delivery being delayed or something.
Right. Well, I I suppose before we continue that conversation, however, I must ask. It is a burning doubt that has entered Septi and myself for quite a while. Are the stories true? Do you possess, indeed, the horn of Balmitria?
Um,
Porunga has, I believe.
literally. Um, did you say that out of character or in character?
Out of character, out of character, out of character, out of character, out of character.
We know of the Horde, but unfortunately we did not have it with us because we don't, and it's not a lie.
Make me a deception check.
Cause Juno's not here and he has it.
I mean, we don't play. When players are not here, we don't place our tokens out on the map, but the implication is that you guys are still traveling together.
Juno is back at the tavern.
You know, getting his drink on because he was getting close to the Minotaur market and he started getting
Oh,
drunk. Oh my god, are you serious?
The
Oh, I
priestess,
don't see you doing anything, Derek.
the priestess says, "Well,
That's
that can't possibly be true. Even just until last day, there were sightings of you all walking around with what clearly was described as a horn."
no. I believe you're wrong. That might have been like a little tool we have or
No,
something.
we definitely have it. I'm just saying it's not currently here in this building.
We don't have it
I see.
on us per
Mis-
se.
miscommunication, it seems, says the the priest.
I kind of do deception check just in case. That's why I'll try to butt in here just in case.
What do you say?
I'll use my deception check to butt in and try to make it like feel like we don't have it right now as
we
well.
already.
She failed horribly, I know.
I mean, I guess you can roll me one. This is gonna be a disadvantage because the previous deception check failed. So
At 10.
if you can tell, like they're not buying any of what you're saying, for a second,
Sounds
but they do seem to not really call out, I guess, the bluff, so to speak. Uh, they kind of do exchange like a knowing look between them. Septia begins to talk and says, "As you can tell, We've gone to great lengths to decorate the temple with as many lavish adornments as we can. Many do not see the beauty in death, which is one of the aspects that we seek to represent in our praising of Lady Lutheria. We are also admirers of sorts of the legends surrounding the Horn of Elmitria. We were even willing to buy it off your hands.
Unfortunately, please don't take this as any disrespect, but the last time the Lady of Dreams tried to acquire the horn, she kidnapped about 30 young children and tried to sacrifice them in a ritual.
Make them into goat things.
Yeah, to turn them into some goatly.
That was the Metria, by the way.
That was who?
The Metria, the Dryad.
Yeah, but weren't they doing it on the behalf of the Lady of Dreams?
I mean, that is what you were told. Just letting you know.
So, okay.
Just letting you know, in case you may have forgotten who was the one that did the deed. So
Remember who that was to know the name?
She didn't do it herself. She had a dryad by the name of Demetria kind of set it all up, and it's a little on the not so good side. I do apologize.
Trellis says, well, that is a harrowing accusation. But, well, I suppose some followers are a little bit more zealous in their beliefs. In any case, if you truly are not willing to part with the horn, that is fine. We still, however, have a petition of yours, of you.
We'll still be more than willing to help you, as that's kind of what our cause is. We like to assist anyone and everyone, no matter what their faith is and who they follow and worship. We don't let that cloud our judgment in assisting. So if you think we would be able to help you, it would be our pleasure.
Very well. Septia says, recently several wine caravans of ours that should have reached the temple have gone missing. We believe that this is the work of bandits hiding out in the outskirts of the city near the vineyards. In any other situation, we would request the guards for assistance or the local authorities, but as you can tell and know, us followers of Lutheria are often looked down upon by the more general masses. They have been unwilling or unable to help. So, we request for you to find these bandits and deliver them to us, hopefully, if possible, alive. That way, we can make them repent for their crimes, not just in front of ours, but in front of the will of the Lady of Dreams.
See, that doesn't seem too bad. What does repenting for their crimes in your guys' eyes consist of?
Well, hopefully, they will also take up the black robes and become fellow believers and followers. After all, we are surely lacking in that department, at least here.
The black robe?
Black robes.
Okay. I couldn't tell you if you're saying rose, R-O-S-E, or robes, R-O-B, like what they're wearing.
I will say you do notice that that seems to be a common expression about among servants of Lutheria, or followers, I suppose, of Lutheria. Taking up the black robes is an expression that Chandros also used during the meeting with King Augustus. It seems to be like their lingo for becoming followers of her.
Okay. That doesn't seem too bad. Can I be upfront and honest with you two?
By all means.
Okay. Um, there are quite a few rumors going around. A lot of people have gone missing lately, or it's to be said that they have gone missing, and there are quite a few witnesses who have described seeing your temple's black robes. Um, black robed figures spotted within or around the people who have gone missing.
They both look at each other, and Septia says, "It is truly a shame that people would take whatever opportunity they can to tarnish our reputation. I assure you, we have nothing to do with these disappearances."
Can I
Can I
insight check
insight check that?
Sure.
I
Not
want I
just
want to I want to insight check them as well. I don't like them. I never had a good experience in here. I'll do it as well.
insight check away.
I love how we had like the exact same thought.
We did, same time. Insight check.
Well, most of you are like, yeah,
Sus.
shady, but I don't know, seems too easy, right? Drakgar, you're like, something's not quite right here.
Knew it.
Like, well, you're not 100% sure. Yeah, it's them. You do believe that there's something going on. Like, you can't quite put your finger on it. You just no, you have like a gut feeling of something's weird about this.
Um, well, I just wanted to be upfront and honest with you.
Trello says, "We appreciate that, truly. Not many people come at us with, well, saying things as they are, so to speak. They tend to dance around the subject, to insult us with veiled words. But you being upfront about all of this is indeed refreshing, in a sense. So, I will ask one more time. Would you be willing to assist us with these matters?"
Yes. I mean, I don't mind looking into the bandits and your guys' missing wine um, as I understand you guys make the wine yourselves, correct?
Ah, yes. We both belong to very, shall we say, long-lasting families that have, well, properties in the vineyards of Mytros for quite a couple of generations.
All right. Well, still, people stealing wares is not ideal. We would gladly look into it. Do you know what district or
Uh,
like area?
the
Like this place is quite big.
the vineyards of Mytros are in the eastern outskirts of the city. The caravans should be coming in through there, so the vineyards are probably your best place to start looking. We of course don't know where exactly our caravans start going missing, but that should be a good place to start as any.
Outskirts, Mitchel. And the vineyards are in your guys' command, correct? So we're not gonna get in
Some,
trouble by like going on the land.
some of them are. We will make sure to send word ahead. In fact, uh, we already have sent word ahead that some people may be coming in to investigate. We of course never gave descriptors, but we hope that somebody would come along and answer our prayers.
We're just gonna sit. We're just gonna sit down for a bit while this chat keeps going.
Septia says, "I suppose
Are you okay?
since we are being upfront, we did say that we would wish for the bandits to be brought in alive, preferably, so that they may repent for their sins. But death works as well. You see, as followers of the Lady of Dreams, who commands and has power over life and death, we see death not as an end, but a new beginning. Should their bodies be brought here, Then we shall give them the proper funeral rites, so that in the next life they may become more upstanding citizens.
Well, unfortunately, our group isn't really into the business of killing people. Um,
Then all the better.
but we will try to apprehend them and we will question them and we'll make sure that your guys' wine business no longer gets disturbed.
She looks over at Trellis with like a really genuine smile on her face, and Trellis says, "Yes, I heard that too. Sure, if you can bring the bandits to us alive, then all the better. For that, we shall offer you. I'll see. How does 2,000 gold pieces sound like?"
Ooh.
Perfect.
Um, we will talk about prices once everything is completed.
Since we're talking price, well, since we're going to be talking prices eventually, I suppose I'll toss out my first offer for the Horn of Almetria, should you decide to eventually part with it. Maybe you'll consider it then.
Um, maybe a future conversation.
Hmm.
Experience says ain't no way she's never gonna sell that.
Sept-
Shut up, Derek.
Septia looks over and says, I suppose we should just wait till later. Like I said, we come from very wealthy winemaking families. So we have money to spare, if that's what you were wondering.
Um, again, it's not so much about the money, it's about so much of the intention and how we acquired it the first time and just something for us to think about. That is all.
I understand. Very well. In that case, good luck in this endeavor. And I hope that the blessings of the Lady of Dreams are with you.
Thank you. Um, is this where we could usually find you guys if needed?
Yes, we were done with our little reconnaissance mission for the day. And until High Priest Chandras comes back, we have to. What's the expression again, dear? Trailer says, hold down the fort, I suppose.
Speaking
So
of Sir
Chandros.
Chodrus, where can we find him?
Hmm. He didn't actually tell us where he was going. He said he had some business to tend to.
Does he usually come back before the day's end?
Sometimes. He actually has a different, well, place to be, I suppose. Uh, uh, I believe he one time discussed him leaving Mytros in order to depart on a voyage of sorts. He couldn't tell
So
he couldn't tell us where right away, but yeah, I believe he's planning on leaving the city relatively soon.
She's going to take a piece of paper, she's going to scribble down on a piece of paper and fold it up and hand it over to Septia, and she's be like, if he comes in before dinner time, could you perhaps give this to him, please? We wanted to invite him to dinner tonight at the tavern inn that we are staying at called the Dragon's Lair.
Septia looks down at the at the scribbled note and says, "We will pass along your message if he shows up today."
Thank you. And first thing in the morning, we'll go check out the vineyards. And may I ask when your next shipment will be rolling out?
Well, sadly, these are the last one that was supposed to arrive was today.
Um, all right. Here, could you do this? And she's gonna scribble notes down on another piece of paper, and pretty much the notes say, "Can you make a fake shipment for tomorrow once we reach the vineyards?" We're gonna use it as like a stakeout to try and catch the bandits. And then she's gonna fold it up, hand it back over to her, so that way she doesn't say that out loud in case there's somebody in here who's in on the shipments disappearing.
She's gonna look down at the note, pass it over to Trellis. They both kind of, they both kind of just look at it. They nod, and Trellis says,
Why did that guy move right when you said that?
Uh,
Sounds kind of
I
sus.
because he what's it called? I just wanted to move him somewhere else so that they're not all like looking at you.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. I was
Hmm.
thinking
I
that
also
was.
wrote it on paper.
I guess
Hmm.
I forgot to describe what those guys are doing. Uh, like I said, you see like a bunch of shrines like around. So one of them, two of them actually, are kind of like kneeling and praying in front of these like prayer books that are posted on top of one of those shrines. The other one seems to be like standing in front of what appears to be a slab filled with text, which you believe to be like mantras, of the cult of Lotharia, that he seems to constantly be repeating in a very similar fashion to a prayer, except he's not actually kneeling down; he's standing and like reading to himself. Uh, there are a couple. At the very least, you see like a couple more,
Uh,
one more door, I should say.
well, first thing tomorrow we'll go to your vineyards and we'll check them out for you.
My audio cut out. Hold on. Oop. Oh, sorry about that. My audio might have cut out again. But yeah, did you hear what I was saying?
Yeah, I believe we heard what you said, I think.
All right. So, will you say you'll check out the vineyards? Uh,
Yep.
the Eternal says, "Porunga, we wish you we wish your success."
Thank you. Um, please give that to Chonrest if he comes in. Um, you two, if you wish, may also come. Um, Derek here is going to put on a performance, and we're all just going to hang out, but only if you wish. And with that, she'll leave. She'll give this place one last good. She's gonna like do like a little twirl, taking in the sights of the church because it is definitely a little bit darker and different looking than the ones that she is used to.
What do you mean? It's very bright and has a lot of gold on the wall. What are you talking about?
Like from the
Yeah,
like yeah, from like.
it,
Go ahead.
like I understand there's like gold here, but still like
These
they
guys
worship
worship death,
death
my
and they
guy.
talk about how like there's a lot of candles and
It's an emo death cult.
yeah, it's like yeah, exactly.
Like there's like a lot of fancy like lavish like adornments, but the general atmosphere is kind of like think kind of like a gothic church type of thing.
It's like you dropped a bunch of goth inside of a church.
Hmm.
This looks like a freaking My Chemical Romance music video.
Exactly. Oh my god, I know the exact song.
Yep. You know the one I'm thinking of.
I do. Mona Lisa.
Yep.
To a T.
Mm.
Okay. And then we'll leave.
All right, so you guys get out of there. Uh, unless any of
Still
you,
have a bad feeling.
unless any of you want to say one last thing, then I'll move you guys back to my.
I want to say one thing, but it'll probably cause a conflict in here, so I won't say it.
Nope.
Well, like, what are you thinking of saying?
I hold
I wanted to
his
ask.
mouth shut and I drag him out of the.
I wanted to ask them if they heard about what Mr. Blue Man talked about for our sacrifice to the gods for the storm to move away.
Mr. Blumen, Chandras.
Yeah, my bad, my Mr. Blue Man.
What? I mean, he didn't say sacrifice. He said that he wanted to make like the youth, of
Yes,
of
youth.
Mytros like join the cult.
force kids to join the cult.
Uh,
Wasn't by their, it would not be by their choice. We were supposed to find kids, run off, and make them join.
so
That's why.
do you
That's another reason why Alexandria doesn't want to hand over the horn, because that right there is pretty much almost sounds to a T what the Dryad was doing.
Yes.
do you ask that, Dirk?
No, I will not say it because that's what I would want to say, but I just don't want to cause a
No.
conflict in here.
I mean,
I just drag. While he's thinking about doing that, I'm gonna drag him outside and be like, "Nope, you're not talking."
know what he's planning. You don't know what he's planning on asking. Like cause you don't like. I assume you don't gesture, "Hey, I'm about to say something, y'all." Like type of thing to the party.
Look, I was like,
As soon as his mouth's open, plop.
Literally.
No, just joking.
But
No,
no,
but
hold on,
Alexandria would talk about that once we're clear of the church, though.
Sandy, hold on. Derek, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I was already sleepy anyway. Church puts Derek to sleep.
Yep.
That's why Derek can't really go to church. He falls asleep all the time.
All right.
Too
Yep.
boring.
You catch your Z's, and I'll carry you out of the building.
So
Princess style.
you guys move out
Get out of here.
of the temple of Lutheria. I was about to accidentally drop you into the wrong map for a moment there.
Whew, that was close.
And you guys get out of the temple of Lutheria.
I don't trust those guys one bit. They sound super sus.
Me too.
Maybe we could help them with the wine market, but after that, I don't know if we should be associating with them.
I think doing the wine market will gain favor with them,
That's
They must
true.
die.
in which they might be easier to talk to.
That is true, but I don't trust them. They're super sus.
I'm also refusing to give them the horn. I hope everybody was in acceptance of that.
You think I'm gonna give away the horn of the beloved dragon? No.
Well, I mean, if you try, I'll break every bone in your body, but
I mean,
Should we get to go though, like for helping with the vineyard to help that lady?
No
we
shot.
will collect a little bit of gold for helping them get their wine industry back in control. But
that is
that's also helps the citizens, as the taverns seem to be suffering from the loss of supplies as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
Half out dry.
But
Okay.
we should. I agree. We should help with the wine market, but we should definitely be careful in the future when associating with them.
Yeah, true.
Well, actually, Loris will speak up and say, well, they did seem like very casual about the whole ordeal. Almost as if they weren't entirely too bothered about the idea of the wine going missing, as if it was just a minor inconvenience. But they offered quite a lot of money, I assume, for this task to be completed.
True. And also, when we find who is stealing the wine, obviously we could ask them like why they're doing so.
It might be connected to the Lady of Coins. It seems like
It
she's
could
kind of.
also be connected to the Lady of Coins. That's also what I was thinking about.
So,
Or it could be people whose loved ones have gone missing and they're upset.
That could be true.
There's all types of different outcomes. I feel like today was a very informational day.
Mm-hmm.
Cassie's got an entire page of notes.
I believe we should probably go to the tavern and start performance. Maybe talk to Mr. Nerd Dragon and see if maybe he can give us some information about the Lady of Coins.
What time of day is it?
it's afternoon. Probably getting over there to like the 1 p.m. 1:30.
You could talk to
Where's
Nerd
there a
Dragon.
market? Is there a market?
There is a marketplace.
Where's
The
the marketplace?
Great Agora, which is where the inn, well, around the same area where the inn you guys woke up at is at. I keep forgetting you guys can't see my arrow on the other screen. So, yeah, around this general area. Actually, this square you see is the Great Agora. That's the large marketplace.
Um,
Agreed.
well, I think I want to go to the market, guys. I got some provisions I want to buy and get delivered to Mr. Jorl for the night, and gosh, we've just gotten so much information today. I don't even know.
We got so much crap to do too.
I feel like we set out today with only 2 goals, and now we have 14 goals.
Yep.
And it's a lot. We
Yeah.
had 2 goals, guys. How do we make our 2 goals multiply by 3?
We're just that good, apparently. All right.
Derek, did you want to maybe buy you a new outfit or something for your performance tonight, or?
Nah, I'll be fine. I have a special costume I'm saving up just for the Ultros. Just for the Ultros.
Definitely doesn't sound suspicious.
Actually, you know what? I've actually had this costume forever, just for just this occasion.
Definitely not.
Are you gonna wear it
suspicious.
tonight?
It's very old. No, I'll wear it when we acquire the Ultros, and that's a promise.
Definitely not suspicious.
I just believe that we're already heading towards the market Porunga as we're talking.
Yeah, no, you guys.
Yeah.
Try
And then I'm also as we're walking, looking and seeing if there's anything suspicious.
anything suspicious? Roll me a d20.
Like the usual things that I keep looking for.
Best you can tell, is there's a lost-looking, almost soldier-like individual. It doesn't seem to be actually wearing the attire that the soldiers from Mytros or Astoria wear. Rather, it seems to be a little bit more, you know,
Confused.
a little bit less heavy on the armor department, actually. In fact, it seems like he's combining like pieces of like gauntlets and boots and the like that would belong to armor with more monastic-looking robes, as similar to the ones that Juno wears.
So he's like a monk, maybe.
Yeah, some form of monk, a warrior monk of sorts. He actually is looking around, asking, confused, to the to citizens, to anybody who passes by. He's asking around. You overhear part of the questions that he says. He just kind of seems to be asking for general directions of where the Colosseum is at, and when the Great Games are supposed to take place.
Should we approach him?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Mateus can ask him. Can tell him where it's at because he was born here.
Except Metius is not here.
I mean, well, a player is not here, but again, we assume that everybody's traveling together. Once again,
Yeah, no.
don't bother.
Of course, yeah, of course.
I don't know if the DM's gonna
I
be
know.
talking.
I assume if they not here, they not here at the party.
They're just lolling around. They're just
I'll say
in character.
I'll say, I guess, to excuse Metius. I say Patroclus because, again, there's another person in the other group that has the exact same character art, the exact same, almost the same name for the character, fucking same class, same subclass. So, fuck, I can confuse the characters a lot. Metius I'm going to excuse Metius' absence here by saying that he agrees to, just kind of give general directions. He'll catch up to you guys eventually. I guess, hold on, just to give you guys an idea of how the guy looks like, that shows up amongst the crowd. Where is this at? Here we go. The warrior monk. General idea of how he looks like, or a type of armor that he's gonna, or armor or lack thereof that he's wearing. It's kind of when I feel just T-posting with the group. Almost basically. The recurrent joke in D&D when somebody doesn't show up is that they just become cardboard cutouts and said they're told otherwise. So you guys. Well, yeah. Metius says, I grew up here. I can just give him directions. It shouldn't take too long. You guys can go on ahead. 3.
And so we're continuing, and he's escorting him to the palace.
Well, not exactly.
Or no, not the palace, the Colosseum. Sorry.
Not exactly escorting him, more so just guiding him along.
Yeah, got it.
But you guys are free to continue on your way to the market unless any of you really wanted to talk to visit.
If he's just going to the Colosseum, we probably don't need to chat with him yet. Should we just continue to the market then?
Just do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit. Sorry about that. I can't remember if I showed you the artwork for the marketplace. But regardless,
I don't remember.
you guys walk into the Great Agora. It is a very large fucking place. How else would I describe it? Don't know if you guys are too familiar with how general like Greek architecture goes. But the Agora is basically like this sort of like constant how do I describe it? Just structure. Roofed structure with a bunch of pillars that support its weight. Where inside the actual like open, otherwise open air structure, there's a bunch of stands where people put up their businesses. Some have the luxury of having their businesses be just like their own separate buildings. Others, just kind of place down wherever they can. Even at this time of the day, which is a little bit later in the afternoon. There's still people around here. There's still the market's still going strong. There's still people who are selling, who are buying. A lot of stuff really. As you can probably find just about anything here that you're looking for. Unless you're actively looking for something that is, eye drawing, so to speak. Oh, did my audio? Oh, never mind.
So we're at the market now, and then what's the place we're going to is?
The Great Agora.
Near the market, right?
Yes,
So we're
that is the market. The Great Agora. That's just how the Greek market is called.
okay, sorry.
So were you guys looking for anything specific?
Do we see anything that might look like Karen Nerdigon's place nearby, or is there
Uh,
any sign that show that we're?
I mean, this is like a marketplace. There's no like as far as like a mansion, a house. There's nothing really that looks like that general structure.
Mainly like stalls,
Actually,
right?
what do you say?
You said they're mainly like stalls, like stores.
Like stands and the like. Obviously, and
Oh, okay.
the occasional like actual like separate building that is its own business of sorts.
Okay.
Exandria, are you there?
I am.
Oh yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yep, that's fine. I just because I thought you wanted to be here in the market for something.
I did. Sorry. I have people messaging me on my phone. I want to buy some bread and some like vegetables and some stock to like make like a decent sized stew and have them shipped over to Girl.
Give me just 1 second. How would I price this? I guess I'm gonna.
I'm not buying expensive items. So like the items I bought are like mainly like carrots and onion and potatoes and bread, and then maybe I'll buy some beef that can go in it too.
On a price, I suppose you're effectively getting like well, not a full course meal, but like a decent meal for an as of yet unknown amount of people back at the at the common house. uh, I'm gonna price this in a similar fashion to how rations are priced. So for each batch, so to speak, I believe each ration is like 5 gold. Uh, so well, how much? No, 5 silver. My bad.
I was like,
I was to
Jesus
say,
Christ.
My bad. 5 silver.
must be freaking made out of like the
I was
best
like, good thing
people.
we ain't never ate at a tavern. Fuck.
Must be like the best like gourmet steak out there.
Fucking Gordon Ramsay over here with the fucking
my,
ration machine.
my bad. Yeah, I'm gonna price this as similar to how Russian price. So 5 silver each batch, I guess. How many batches worth are you looking for here? Keep in mind they're gonna have an added fee because you're telling them also to be delivered somewhere else, and not just somewhere else, Staging Row of all places. So there's going to be a bit of a fee there. We'll say an additional 2 silver per batch, so a total of 7 per.
Brother, would you be able to assist me in delivering some goods to Station Row?
Yeah, I got this.
You can help with like delivery costs if you need as well.
Um, would we? How much would it be to like pay to rent a cart just to pull it over there?
Probably more than what it's going to cost you to just pay the silver for them to be transported.
Okay. So I will do.
We should probably get a cart eventually, and I mean, obviously not now, but later when we get our ship, just
I
to like
literally
transfer on
asked
there.
us before we left our hometown for you to buy us a cart and horses
We don't
from
need it
Dad,
now.
and
We
you
don't need it
didn't
now.
deliver.
We did it. We don't need it now. I'm just saying, when we start going on different islands, we might need. We don't need it now. But
She will
true.
pay. She's going to give 5 gold
Okay.
worth of rations. Because she wants it to last, maybe for a couple days, or however he portions it out. Um, which would be 1 gold for them, I believe, or something like
Well, like I said, each batch, I guess, of bare minimum like food is equal to to a ration, so 5 silver. The delivery cost adds an extra 2 for per batch. So what's it called? So with 5 gold, that's good enough for well
What?
a lot. Yeah.
They're gonna be good for a while. A long while.
Because keep in mind, a single gold piece is worth 10 silver. So with what's effectively 50 silver, well, that at least gets you. Let me just double check.
Like That'd be like what, 7, right?
Like 7 batches of of food delivered to the common house. Give or take an extra few scraps. You there?
So that's only 7 people? I'm so
No,
confused.
that's 7 batches. Each batch, I'm gonna say, is good enough to feed at least like 4.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good for a couple days.
Because again, you're not sending like actual rations that are good enough to keep someone fed for a day. You're sending various different products, I guess, to but to a common house where they are gonna be rationed down anyway. So uh, what's it called?
Sounds good to me.
Anybody else looking for anything specific in the marketplace?
Uh, Beside, I don't really think there's anything in here besides maybe helping with the cost. I don't really think I really need anything here, or helping with. I don't know. So are we? So we are moving it there, right? Or are they shipping it?
I mean,
They're.
are you paying the extra silver per batch?
Oh no, I paid all of it.
Okay, yeah. So
Uh,
they are shipping.
okay.
They're
Okay.
the ones gonna be moving.
Okay. Cool. I'm just making sure. I didn't. Making sure I was on the same page. Uh. Should I?
Porunga, Derek, you guys looking for anything particular?
Not really. I think I'm good for now, to be honest. I don't have that much gold anyway.
Do I
Trade
need any
hasn't yet.
potions?
One potion I haven't used it. Like, probably getting stale, but I'll still drink it.
I'm good.
Okay.
I guess I'm good for now. If I think of something, I'll come back.
All right. In that case, well, you guys have a relatively short trip to the Agora. Just buy the necessities, and then you move on somewhere else. Where do you move on?
Uh,
I go back to the inn. And I just tell the boys that's where I'll be. I'm just gonna get dressed and get ready for tonight.
is it still pretty like daytime, or is it getting close to nighttime?
By the time you guys are done, like buying all of this, I'll say it's probably somewhere like 3, 4, 3:30, almost 4 in the afternoon.
So about dinner time, maybe, give or take.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'll probably head to the inn.
All right. Porunga, Derek.
Same thing. Want to get ready for performance. I'll still be wearing the exact same clothes. Not much gonna change. Just making sure all my instruments are tuned correctly.
All right. So no meeting with Nerdigon today.
That's him
That's
next
us.
time. Next time. Next time, Nerd Dragon.
So, you guys get ready for your, well, a small, almost impromptu performance. There's not really a stage that is set up for you. More so a area just outside the Dragon's Lair, because again, the purpose is to draw customers to it. Best you would be able to, I guess, gather, for this impromptu performance is just a slightly more colorful sign that is placed outside, by one of the workers here on orders of the owner. So I guess, hold on, let me just double check something. All right. So, I guess just how would you describe me, your musical approach to this? As I switch over to a little bit more music that kind of fits a little bit more?
It'll be more like I guess, no, since we're not happy-go-lucky kind of thing. It's more like a grand, like, well, not okay. I would say let me talk because to Sandria about what we should come music I should perform. Was it more?
Well, I think the music should feel wholesome and warm and inviting. It's something that you would want to perform that would make people smile and want to draw them in for a good meal and a dance and a laugh. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Uh,
Can you do something like that?
I could do that easily.
okay. Uh,
Okay,
so go ahead.
so
How do you start?
so-
How do you start up there?
okay, so I'll probably take out my one of my loot, I guess, and have feel like an old timey home kind of feeling. You know, when you walk in your house after a hard day, there's a nice fresh meal there waiting for you and a nice bed. You know, like a nice day. Like even though it was probably maybe difficult, the music makes you feel like if I'm here, I feel good. I feel really well rested. I'll feel very full when I'm done eating. Kind of thing. Kind of thing. It's hard. Leave me alone.
The background music's not too bad.
That's pretty good.
This from
It's you singing, got it.
this is
It's
from
you singing, got it.
this is from the Dragon Age soundtrack. So
I know. I love it.
Xandra's singing her best.
so that's how Derek places the music. Something relaxing, but also that makes people, well, maybe evoke some form of nostalgic reaction. In fact, I'm gonna ask you to make me a check with either your musical instruments or a performance check.
Could he have it at advantage because I'm like dancing around and like I'm using magical effects as well to like amplify the performance?
Here's the thing. It's either he does it with advantage, or well, either of you does it with advantage, or you make separate checks because you're both doing.
Got it. Musical.
Um,
Say
you
musical what?
know, I want to lay this in the hands of Derek. I think he's got this. I will actually, even though my performance is really high too. um, I want to give this one to Derek. I'll let him roll at an advantage.
Okay, got it. Let's
That
go,
one.
buddy.
Nice.
One.
21.
So, uh, Derek. Well, as a bit of a roleplay exercise. Uh, Besides the description that you gave the music, how would you cap off, I guess, this presentation?
I would have capped off like what I be doing on the stage, or
Well, again, there's no stage. It's more like a like I wouldn't even say street performance. It's a sidewalk performance of sorts. Where you can, well, you are given a set amount of space because at the end you guys did agree that this is basically to draw people to the inn. Uh, so it's more of a like a side performance that in close proximity to the inn. You are given enough space to move around if you so wish. So what are you thinking?
At the beginning of the performance, I give Porunga a pan to hold, and I'll cast daylight inside the pan so he can move it around on us like a spotlight.
Well, it would be light. Daylight is is an orb above your head. Light light is the cantrip you're thinking of.
So he can spotlight us.
Oh my
most
god.
likely. Oh, sorry, cat. My bad. Yeah, and of course I would start with a performance with just me stepping up, and I my feet I start to beat off with my foot, and then the music starts coming through. For the end of performance, I would probably make sound feel more, I guess,
Upbeat.
a country like, but not in this world, of course. But I'm trying to say, kind of country like. Makes that feeling a country like, wow, this place might feel like a home. We should come here. Maybe their service is great. Who knows? They're willing to perform them exactly how I feel about this place. Maybe worth going in and seeing it. What that music would give off to people.
What's it called? All right. So with all of this, you will see as a crowd, very seasonable actually, begins to gather around. Amongst the crowd, you will obviously, spot people who seem to, well, just kind of be enjoying the nighttime. I see couples walk about. You see, even a couple of guards are kind of drawn over to look in this direction. Most of the guards in the more noble-ish segment of the city are more akin to private militia than they are to regular guards. So you spot a couple of them that look a little bit more, still a little bit more distinct, I guess, than your average soldier. Uh, you will see that from amongst the crowd, people are a little bit more focused on on you guys than they are on the message that is being transmitted. However, it is not lost on the folk around you, though. Though you are obviously focused on your performance, Alexandria and Derek. Those of you who are not actively participating there, would overhear people in the crowd throw a couple of comments. Obviously, not all of them range in compliments. The occasional heckler here and there, but you will, they range anything from, oh yeah, those are like the heroes. Yeah, I wonder what their, what the purpose of this performance is, to more, uh, comments of people that seem to pick up on what's happening a little bit sooner than others, and say, oh, they're really hyping up this place. I bet it's actually really good. Uh, it is, for all intents and purposes, a just at the end of the day, it is an endorsement of a inn that that is among the fancier ones here in Mytros. Uh, but regardless of that, there is still a more prevalent, I guess, feeling of comfort, I guess, imparted upon the citizens here. You do notice, that amongst the crowd, well, Lorius is actually going around, seemingly handing out pieces of parchment to people. You're not sure what is written there,
Discount.
until one of them is delivered a little bit closer to those of you who are not actively in the performance. You notice they are more like some form of very short, but you know, catchy, I guess, rhyme that Lorius has come up with involving the Dragon Slayer and the performance that is happening here. Very concise, very using the language that you often associate with the poems that Lorius writes. Exaggerating a lot of aspects, but still short nonetheless. There, but when the performance actually eventually ends, Linus, the owner of the place, comes out once again and says, "Well, you did brought in quite a bit of people. Yeah, it seems we're gonna be a little bit stacked up on rooms for the night. But there should still be at least some spot left for you if you wish to stay here."
I mean, it's up to the troop.
Wait, sorry, I zoned
Yeah.
out for a second. What was Larissa's thing
We'll
saying
see.
on it?
Oh, that was a while
Sorry.
ago, man.
Oh, sorry. Or what was just I missed the most recent thing. Sorry, I got distracted.
Linus, the owner of the Dragon's Lair, is essentially said that, hey, you brought quite a bit of a crowd to the point where there might not be like vacancy if he allows all of them in.
Oh,
But
so he's saying that.
but that if you do still wish to like stay here, like he can probably just tell some people to peace off.
Should we stay here or should we go somewhere else?
We could go somewhere else. It's better that he earns honest money, so that way they keep coming back.
Yeah, and I guess this
I
could be a
mean-
way to pay him back for letting us stay last night for free.
True, because, I mean, we don't necessarily live here, so it would be better that he actually keeps the patronage rather than turning them down for us.
Oh, you are all far too kind. Don't worry, this more than makes up for that, that little favor that I did. I do, if you're looking for a place to stay, however, I'm afraid yours is going to be a bit of a tough call. There is, if you feel like toughening it out outdoors, so to speak. I hear the gardens of Mytros are actually very welcoming during the night. They are never really closed down for anybody in particular. But well, obviously that would be the akin to telling you to tough it out in the woods. Only do that if you really feel like enjoying the night sky. You could perhaps
I would,
find another place around here. Although, well, now that if word does get around of your little performance here, they might not offer you the same discount as they did out of jealousy.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
We'll do fine.
keep it
Hopefully
outside
this
in case.
helps you in future endeavors and you gain some regulars from this.
Oh, don't worry. I am certain that many people will continue coming here for a great time to come.
Alright, do not feel like you can't ever reach out to us if in needing of anything, okay?
He nods along, and he just kind of does like this very warm smile. You know, obviously this guy's not like it in cash. Like I said, his inn that he runs is already pretty, pretty fancy, pretty lavish looking. But the way that he seems to, not really prostrate himself, but do like a genuine, like a bow of sorts to you guys. For a moment, almost seems to humble him, I suppose. He looks over and after doing that little bow and says, well, I suppose wherever you may find yourself next time, I wish you all a fantastic evening.
Until next time,
You-
have a great night, Loitus.
Here we go. Actually, this is a little bit more accurate to how I picture him. Let me put him in the map real quick. So, not that big.
Huge. He's huge. It's a giant
Damn, he's the size of me.
size.
Hold on. Let me lower that. Let me lower the size of that token. All right, there we go. That's a little bit more accurate to how I picture him. It took me a while to find like an appropriate fucking art for him. So, fucking, where do you guys go? It's basically already nighttime at this point. Probably. Well, the sun goes down pretty early in Thailand. At around 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is already, like getting to night basically.
Should we try sleeping in the gardens, or should we find somewhere else to stay?
Sleep on the it's sleep in the grass.
Hell yeah.
It's up to you guys. I don't mind either way.
Where did you, Porunga, where did you used to sleep in?
I was in a house, isolated, far away.
Eyes.
Best way to be.
My people used to sleep in the floors, man. I don't know what you privileged kids these days.
Well, I can't say this. If we stay at the gardens, we might get attacked by this one who,
The Lady of Coins, that little turd.
yeah, so I mean, I guess we'll just speed things up.
I mean, true. True.
I don't mind.
To the
I mean,
garden.
if the rumors are true, we might be thrown. Hey, I'm kidding.
Sus.
So we'll just stand watch.
We don't want to fight. Yeah,
You're gonna,
you don't want to. You don't want to fight, but yet this person wants to fight. Seems good.
You're gonna like golf clap as I kick her ass.
Okay.
Anyways,
Guys, taking up that idea and toughing it out. Well, not in the wilderness, but resting underneath the stars in the gardens of Mytros.
Yeah.
there was no other.
Well,
All the other places were closed or full.
well, they might be close, or they might be close, full, or they just might not give you like the same welcome entirely out of jealousy.
Gotcha.
Session, bro.
Should we try to find a place to stay instead, or should we risk it at the gardens? Gardens could be kind of cool, but we'd just be risking
Time
a
is it
couple
right
of
now,
enemies.
Sal?
It
Time
is.
is.
It is like 6-7 p.m. around this time.
We could probably, head to Mr. Nerd Dragons and see maybe he wants to talk before you head to bed.
I'm
I'm sure he's still awake.
He might be, but kind of late. But
What do you mean late? People don't sleep early. What do you mean? I should know.
What?
I've lived with many.
uh-huh.
But you poor boy.
No comment, little one.
Sure, fatherless, of course. Go at it the whole time.
You can keep playing with fate all you want. One day it'll bite you in the ass.
So,
Fate already bit me in the ass. I have a wife, buddy.
so
Anyways,
uh,
should we?
so
Where are we thinking? We're sticking with gardens or somewhere else?
yeah, where do you guys go? Porunga, Exandri, you guys here?
Oh, I thought we were staying in the gardens.
That's
Oh,
what I
okay. So we're sold on the gardens. Okay.
Yeah, we'll just take arms.
Yeah, Derek was wondering if Tyrion might be awake at this time to maybe drop him in an evening visit to him.
And maybe say it's getting late. You mind if we stay here in your many rooms? About a old friend of your great grandfather's.
And then you're gonna try to swindle him. I think we can do that in the morning.
You could swindle him. You could. Yeah, whatever. Fine.
You still have to do the benefits too.
All right, so you guys go over to the gardens.
Yeah.
It is probably the most green you've seen in the city of Mytros so far. It's a verdant garden, massive, as it is, that is circled with, I guess, like this ring of sorts of just very tall oak trees, just entering the vicinity of the gardens of Mytros. hits you with the scent of flowers. Many of them, well, unless you like actually have a background where you have studied flowers, you don't actually know what the fuck some of these are. There are a couple of. There's not even like that many voices actually.
Will you stop trying to roll off the bed?
Damn. So there's not even like that many voices. It is quiet as can be.
It's a calm night.
The only sound accompanying you is the low humming of insects, perhaps. You know, the chirping of grasshoppers. Crickets rather. My bad. And just find a good clearing here. You do, find yourself a place where you believe you will not be so easily taken off guard by any nightly assailants.
Should we have people take watch just in case, or should we assume we're safe?
Most definitely.
Yeah. Especially if people might be coming for me. Yikers.
I mean, if you're setting up watch, that's fine.
I mean, yeah. So who's getting first, second, third watch? Should I do the first one?
You need 4 watches because I don't believe none of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 4 watches, but
I don't believe none of you are elves, so you have to sleep your appropriate time.
May I do the first?
sounds good to me. Should
I'll
I do the
take-
second? Oh, you got second?
Yeah.
Okay. Pumo, do you want third or fourth? Or Derek, do you want third or fourth?
Sure, it's fine.
All right, then I guess I'll get the last one.
All right.
And don't need the flowers, Derek. We don't know what they are.
How was that?
Bad already did it anyway.
Oh, you already ate it? Are they poisonous, DM? Please be poisonous.
I mean, hey, we'll find out next session. You as you guys lay down to rest underneath the stars, Lorius actually does take like a breather and say, "Whew, this almost reminds me of back home. To think that such a beautiful piece of nature is, well, here, in the middle of a great city such as this. It's just bringing quite a bit of inspiration to the mind. I will stay up for a bit, thinking of a way to, channel this, I suppose." And you see as Lorius himself does sit down under one of the oak trees and begins to write. And with that, as you guys rest under the stars in the gardens of Mytros, that's where we'll end the session for now. I do apologize that my voice was still not that great today. I know I was coughing for most of it. I'm not sure when I'll get better, but we'll hopefully soon-ish. So you guys have a lot of things to do in Mytros. Entirely through your own volition, by the way.
We were set out with only 2 goals.
You guys chose this path.
2 goals.
Chose this.
On a
2
nerd
goals
dragon.
quickly split into 5 goals each.
Man,
so now we're at 10 goals.
Only if we did like the XP thing instead of
Hey,
the win we did.
I mean, there might not be XP rewards. Because again, you guys agreed on milestone at the start of the campaign instead of XP.
I just want to be a rogue already and steal stuff, guys. Come on.
Might not be XP.
Good guy, by the way.
There might not be XP rewards, but this quest could be worthwhile in their own way. whether that means you guys get gold or items
Rare candy.
or anything like that. Well, depends entirely on you guys. But so I can finish up the recording. Well, for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys continue watching along the adventures of this party. Next session, they will, well, get to doing a little bit more side questing. I guess I'll name this one. Well, actually, I'll think of a funny title to put for this one. Regardless, with that being said, as I wrap up this recording, we shall see each other next session.
Damn, we got so much done today.